Let me make sure it's working. Yeah, looks like it. Looks like it. Who's gonna be first? Will it be Dareen? It is kind of late. Oh, it was Raven. And now, Dara was third. You guys can see it right here, right?
I can't really see anything. It's like super blurry and small.
Okay. Yeah, it might be too small. Yep, people are showing up though. We've got Dara, SL Skeeter, Makeup Mobster, Marissa, Laura, or Lori. Yep. Hello, everybody out there. I can see now Keeping It Real's here. Alex. Yeah, I might do a quick update on the Mollie Tibbetts case, but other than that, we're going to talk about trolling. And is it buffering for you guys? No, it's not buffering on my end. I can see that it's putting out all the frames. So you might need to go to a different spot of your house to get a better internet connection. But with me on Hangouts is Ada Violet, the one that was trolled the other day, and Heather, who's the what do you call it? She supports us all with her. She's gangster. All right, Heather Miller. She's behind the scenes helping out when the trolls show up. All right?
I troll the trolls.
That's right. Woo! There we go. Don't you guys miss this music out there? Remember that from my debunking days? All right. I'll just have it playing quietly. Or actually, maybe I'll switch it back over to our other music. Hold on a second. That one can just keep playing throughout. So quiet sounding. All right. So the update that we have in the Mollie Tibbetts case is that they actually, earlier they were doing that search that we mentioned on the live that I did earlier today. If you remember, they were doing a search right in this area at the Lincoln Wildlife area and at this intersection here, but I think that they actually went further up here later in the evening and they were searching in there all the way into the dark. So I don't know if that doesn't sound like good news. If they're actually searching in the middle of the dark, I'm not sure why you would do that unless there was something a little, maybe ominous back there. But I think where they were searching is right here because there's this pond right here, and there's a lady on Facebook that was filming over to the right there. Let me see if I can find that really quick. Of course, it was another one of the reporters who films in portrait mode, where you don't get to see hardly anything. So I'm looking for it over on the side over here. All right, so here it is right here. See, that's your sister right there, Heather. Look.
Oh wow!
You got to admit that could be right. I mean, it's kind of weird, right? But
yeah, she looks like she's got a lot of the same features.
That's funny. That's why I sent that earlier, and I said, "Hey, is that your sister there?"
And who's she? Where is she from?
No, this is in Iowa.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I mean, she looks so much like you that, man, maybe she's some lost sibling.
Hey, maybe she is.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where because these cars they're shooting down the road right there. It's just such terrible. I don't know why everybody films in portrait mode like this. It drives me nuts. But I see there's like a little pond right there. And apparently they were searching back there. Look at that, the sun's even going down. You see that right there? And they were back there in that until dark, like past dark, like a couple hours after this even. So I don't know if that's not really that good news, but I see there's a pond there. That's why I'm kind of thinking that it's actually right there, that pond right there. I can't do street view, but I think it might be that because earlier we already identified this intersection and then there was vehicles out there, so I can't see street view, so I can't absolutely be 100% sure out there for you guys, but that's it. And yeah, they said that people have claimed that they found her red shirt and that's why they're out there. The thing is if they did find a red shirt, it probably is Mollie's red shirt because that's what would have made them go out there, right? They wouldn't have said, oh, well, that's not really her shirt, but oh, let's do a search anyway. You know, they would have seen that it was her shirt and verified it as being the shirt that she was supposed to wear to take the kids to the fair, and then they would have gone out there. So if that is true, that they did find a red shirt, then it probably is her shirt. Okay, but that's not been verified by anybody, and I don't know. Law enforcement is supposed to do a press conference tomorrow, and I don't know if they're going to mention that. All right. Anything else out there? I don't think there's any. I mean, the fact that they searched in that area all day means something. That the Fitbit she was wearing, maybe. Sorry, my stomach's making noises. The Fitbit she's wearing probably had GPS information that led them to search more in that area, as we discussed on the live earlier today. Okay, the slight update is that they went back out again and were even out there into the dark. And I think if somebody drove out there in the morning and there's yellow tape, that's terrible news. Okay. But the fact that they were out past dark seems odd to me, unless they found something. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there. I have no other information on that. And so just take it for what it is. I don't have, like everything in this case, we've kind of been left in the dark by law enforcement, and it's just up to media and other people to get the information. All right? So... what's that?
I saw Doreen posted something saying someone has a screenshot of Mollie logging into her school website, July 23.
Okay, well, where is it? Where's the link?
Don't have one?
Yeah, I'm not going to look at it.
Okay.
I mean, it's, yeah, right. Someone probably just created it and said, oh, look at me. I mean, you know, I doubt law enforcement would have, I mean, as soon as that laptop was, you know, seized or whatever you want to call it, they're not going to give out a screenshot from that. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so look at that. It's funny because like the title of this video that we're doing is Internet Trolls, but I just did a quick update for you guys. And the thing is there isn't as many people here because, you know, they're looking for the Mollie Tibbetts updates, and that's not in the title, so they're not going to be seeing it. It's also kind of late that we're starting, you know. What time is it? 10 o'clock? Yeah, I do that all the time, but... let's see. No, I didn't say anything was taped off. I said if you drove out there tomorrow and it was taped off, then that means something, they found something, and that's why they stayed late into the evening. Like, it was actually dark when they quit. That's weird, right? That isn't something you're not going to go just, if you're actually just doing a cold search on the ground and stuff, you wouldn't keep going into the dark, right? You would wait till the next day, come back out when it's light again, and keep going. All right? So anyways, we're going to switch topics now to what we were really coming here to talk about. And yes, there was a canine out there, whether it was a cadaver or a search dog, we don't know, all right? So those are the two updates. And I am now going to switch topics. So You guys all saw that video recently with the video I made about Ada. You see these people, basically it all stems for us from the Delphi case. And then every case that you ever work on, if you don't believe what everybody else believes and you stick up for what you believe in, you get absolutely attacked, right? And so Heather here made a post in our, you guys got to hear this. I thought it was hilarious. Okay, but we put it to the British voice, okay? So it's the British female voice because she made...
Makes me sound so much more classy.
Yeah, there won't be any F-bombs coming out. Well, there are in, the British person says it, but when they say it, it sounds pretty good. You know? So let me pull that up for you guys. It's actually pretty funny. Well, every time I listen to this thing, I laugh. All right, so she made a post in my, well, let's see. No, where did you put it? No, it was in our group, Actual.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was in the group called Actual. I don't even know the whole name. I always just call it Actual. What is the name of that group?
It's discussion for
Okay.
justice for Abby and Libby. I don't know. It's a super long title. I never thought that one through.
It was like actual case discussion. Yeah, that was. You put like a paragraph in there.
Right?
It's like some of these names that people have on their, sometimes when they show up on here to chat, it's like they have like 15 words. And I don't know which one to call them. All right, so here is the audio. All right? It's 2.5 minutes long. It was a pretty long post that she made, but she made it today, and it was kind of regarding what happened to Ada and me, I guess, but mainly what happened to Ada. So here we go.
Right.
So here it is. I'm gonna play it here in a second. Turn up the volume.
Wanted to say hello to any members here that have
Okay, here we
joined.
go,
I
here we
just
go.
wanted to say hello to any members here that have joined recently. Recently meaning going back a few months all the way up to today. So hello. I also wanted to say that if you are newish and joined our group here because you caught wind of some group-on-group drama, you picked the wrong one. Gray Hughes, myself, Beth Moore Klein, Ada Violet and Elizabeth Snow started this group in hopes to do away with the idiocy, the drama, the fighting, arguing, lunacy and the hardcore, absurd, nonsensical, off-the-wall speculation. We wanted a place for ourselves, and others who share the same mindset to discuss things logically with one another. Notice, the key word I mentioned above was mindset, not theories. We do not care or bat an eyelash if anyone disagrees with our ideas or theory as to what events took place, etc. We only care if you are being logical and realistic and have actual brain cells and can carry an intelligent conversation, not clouded by rumor-filled, daytime soap opera drama that is put out there by day drinking, drama-loving, desperate and insanely bored housewives that are one wine sip away from officially being an alcoholic and clinging on to every juicy word within a rumor to entertain themselves and their pathetically bored lives. They are using this case, those poor little girls and their grieving, desperate for answers families to fill up their time as if they were reading a good murder mystery book. This isn't fiction. It's not a book, it's not a thriller movie. Most of us came with good intentions, gripped by a senseless tragedy that our brains and hearts couldn't fathom, and wanted desperately to help in any way possible. Most of us still have those very same intentions. Unfortunately, some have gotten bored with it, and have resorted to less than moral behavior and now even go as far as attacking others in the name of helping the girls somehow. They can accuse others of whatever they want, but at the end of the day, they are only perpetuating more lunacy. Recently, a couple of my good friends here have come under attack as well. Something Gray is all too familiar with, but he has taken it in stride. None of them deserve it, especially when unprovoked. So to end this, I am just going to say, if you are here for reasons mentioned above, show yourself out now before it's too late. I've had enough of shitty people, and that includes wannabe shit stirrers. If you'd like to take your chances, speak now and I will gladly meet you with a response. As you can see, I'm pretty strong-winded, anytime, any place. We are done with the bullshit. And to our members that are here for the right reasons, thanks for all you've contributed and using your intelligence to form your sentences. Apparently nowadays, that's pretty rare. Thanks. I just
Boom! God, come on. You guys got to admit, that's one of the best written things you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being like a lot longer than I had intended, but I was super mad, so.
Yeah. No, you've written a few of those over the year,
Oh, man.
year and a
Yeah.
half I've known you.
They always end up being super long rants.
Telling
Yeah.
you, write a book.
So tell us about what happened to you today in your instant messenger.
Oh, yeah, actually it wasn't today, it was a while ago.
Okay.
Like I was just sitting there minding my own business with my kids, and I just get like this random message from some random girl or woman, what have you, that I've never seen in my life. And she sends me this screenshot of my own face. Like she screenshotted my profile and my profile picture and sent it to me. And it said something like, what did it say?
Probably
I
Beth's
think-
fake.
Yeah, there it is. I think this is Beth's fake. Like, as in, she was accusing me of being Beth, one of our friends, under a fake profile, which is my personal profile. And, yeah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so basically what she was doing was she was trying to share your profile. She took a screenshot of her profile and she was going to send it to other people to say, oh, look, probably Beth's fake. But instead of pasting the image with her little groupie friend, she accidentally pasted it right back onto a message with Heather.
Right?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, you're trying to be
Oops.
sneaky and talk about people behind their back. At least get it, the person right. Make sure you're sending it to your little friend and not the person that you're talking about.
Okay, so then, so this is where Heather gets really gangster here, right? So I'm gonna show you the screenshots, but I'm not gonna read them out loud. You guys are gonna have to read them, okay? So we can talk about it though. So here we go. So she says, "Excuse me," and then the person realizing she made a mistake said, "Oops," or "Sorry," and then she laughed, disregard, and then here, let's zoom in on this. Yeah, you can see that a little bit better right there, right? Well, go ahead. You read what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you guys are going to have to try not to mind all the cuss words, but I told her that I'm a real person, I'm not Beth, and that Beth's a friend of mine, and then I called her stupid, or no, what did I say? Oh, I said, you guys are so stupid with your dumbass theories. Get a life and stop taking random screenshots of other people's Facebooks. And then that's what she says to me.
Yeah, see, then look at that. Instead of her going,
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so sorry, she busts out with the STFU said out
Yeah.
loud, okay? I mean, isn't that ridiculous? Like, she got busted, and then she throws out that comment, right? Now, let's go to the what do you call it? The grand finale. This is awesome. See, this like what you just heard a minute ago on that the audio file. See? That's what I'm saying. She's gangster. All right, here we go. So it says, now, so this is the part down here where she said the STFU, and then what did you say?
So I don't normally talk like this, just to clarify. I'm not that foul, but I just called her a bitch and told her, I said, get the fuck out of here, idiot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but what
and for her to get a life. Sorry, this is super small on my screen. I can't really see it that good. Oh, and then I called her a lame ass bitch and a moron.
Yeah, but that's true,
But
though, right? Like, why would she do that? See, that's the thing is like, see, what you're doing isn't trolling. See, what you're doing is actually you're responding to somebody who literally was trying to make you look bad by taking your screenshot and claiming you're somebody else's account. You see what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. Like, I honestly, it was so random. I was having like a really bad day already, and I was hanging out with my kids, and then some just random bored person pops up out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell? And a lot of us like get into tiffs with other people, you know, little arguments or whatever, but just to have someone that you've never engaged with in your life, like taking pictures of your face, you know, your profile picture, your personal stuff, and accusing you of being a fake person when you've never spoken to them a day in your life is just beyond stupid. I don't know. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. I mean, my face is all over the place, right? I mean, there's videos with my face on it, especially like in the Kanika Jenkins case. Okay, let's get that subscriber count down. Every time I mention Kanika, it drops. I'm trying to get it to drop. Okay, here I gotta say this part here. If you believe Sandy Hook is fake, unsubscribe. If you're only here to watch, hear about Kanika, unsubscribe. All right, thank you very much. All right, now let's get back to what we were talking. I'm trying to. I can't actually. Is anybody chatting in there? Because it doesn't look like. I can't see it moving.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, okay, it's moving. I see.
How do you tag people on this thing?
You have to hit at something. You have to type at then their name when in the chat. You know what I mean? That's the way you do it. You have to say like at Audra or at, you know, and then you can see it.
Okay.
So Ada, what's been going on with you? Tell us what do you think about the video and all the comments that were on there? Did she disappear? Oh. Ada, are you there? Oh, God. She just disappeared. I think she might have flushed herself down the toilet. I don't know. She was there a minute ago, though. I swear to God, everybody. Let's see. Yeah.
I messaged her to see if I can get her back.
So the thing is all of us started. Let's see, how did it work? Okay, so at the beginning of the Delphi case, there was this huge group. All right, and early on, I'd say I was totally confused about what was the photographs and everything in that case. And then about 6 or 7 days into it, somebody showed me a picture of that forked tree, and that changed everything for me. So I'm not one of these people, oh, no, I got to stick with the theory that I had before. I got to stick with it. As soon as I saw that forked tree, it changed every single thing. And then everything else came into place, and I had this theory. I had the flow of the crime theory, and I made a video on the 24th of February. Okay, so that's actually only 10 days after they found the bodies, right? And I mean, it sucks, but that's how it was quick like that. But I would sit there and I'd try to defend it. And they go, great, you're not right. And they'd get really angry. So then I'd say something back, just like you saw Heather do right there. But all of a sudden, that makes me the bad guy. And then everybody jumps on you. It's this weird, it's like this, basically what happens is, what do you call that when everybody sort of piles on? You know, it's like
a mob mentality.
Right, yeah, it's like a mob mentality. So all of a sudden, everybody starts blasting away. And then you get kicked out of the groups, right? So I've been kicked out of, I'd say, every single Facebook group regarding the case. I'm in a couple of them, but I literally have been kicked out of all of them because as soon as I show up, somebody that was in the other one starts something and they already know, okay, here we go, let's do it. Right? So it sucks. It sucked for me, but the thing is my theory now is what everybody accepts. But everyone goes, oh, yeah, I thought that too. I thought, no, you didn't. You didn't. It's crazy.
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
Yeah, so you're back. Yeah, we were actually saying, what did you think of the video that you just got in the comments? Don't you know the one I made about you? Are you still there?
Oh, I love that video. It's the best.
Well, I didn't tell her to say, gosh, did you hear the way that sounded? It sounded like before the show I go, listen, I'm going to ask you, what did you think about that? And she's going to say, I thought it was great. That's the best.
It is the best video I have ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, can you have a little bit of, sound natural about it, for Christ's sake? Listen, I'm asking, what did you think about the comments? Because I've never seen so many nice comments on one video.
So I didn't hear the beginning part. Okay. So, yeah, I was amazed at the amount of comments, all positive, and there was only one thumbs down.
Well, that had nothing to do with
be
you.
From a troll, right?
Well, it could have just been one of my trolls. You've seen that, like Vic's seen it, everybody's seen it. When I'm on here, I've made a video. The second I start, there's 20 thumbs down. Like it didn't even. Wow. They didn't even have a minute to watch a second of it.
So
Haters.
Yeah.
It was amazing. There was only one thumbs down.
Yeah, well, I think when you watch it, it's pretty devastating to the people who put that out. See, that's the key. Here's the thing about this is the reality of life, right? If something is factually correct and people are making up stuff, it's so easy to debunk them, right? It's so simple because the truth and facts are on your side, you know? Right. And once you present it, they are absolutely devastated because they can't get out of it now. They are wrong, you know. They're proven wrong, you know. So
unless they're completely, you know.
No, they're delusional, but everybody sees that. See, that's the thing is like that video that we just made. When you send it out, see, the thing is you guys remember what we were in that video? It talked about how that one person posted the comments.
Out of context.
Yeah, out of context. But then I guess it was in a whole bunch of different groups or something after that. And what Ada did and other people, they sent the video to the admins. They watched it, and believe it or not, some of them actually removed the video after watching that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So that's perpetuating the drama.
Yeah.
Adding to the problems, adding to the, you know, I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah,
it's just it makes things worse that way. And they're not on the side of the truth. And it shows their true intentions of why they're in these groups or running these groups. People are in it for the wrong reasons. And, you know, it's supposed to be for, you know, coming together and trying to help, you know, pull facts together to see if any of those things can help in any way at all with the actual, like, real case. And, you know, it's obvious that a lot of those people are in it because they're bored and they have nothing better to do, and they like to stir things up to give them some kind of entertainment.
Yeah. And I think it goes worse than that. You know, they're just it's kind of like a mental issue that they have.
Oh, yeah.
They glob onto these different Facebook groups and do the same kind of thing in various groups. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So this person is going to various Facebook groups and posting, you know, a slanderous video. So, you know, you just go to the admin, you tell them this is, you know, violates Facebook standards, and it's slanderous, and you need to remove this.
Well, and you think that they would just on the basis of it being incorrect information. Like that alone should be enough to be like, oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and I just give them the link to the real truth video, which is the one that Gray did yesterday, and they can see for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny because you're after, you know, knowing you for so long, since I've gotten to know you, you're like one of the sweetest people, and you've never been overly aggressive about.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're talking about Ada. Okay. Sorry.
So for like somebody to say try to set you up in a way that makes you look like you're saying things in the way that they did is like completely messed up.
Like you would have to be a complete moron to say what they're saying I'm saying.
Right.
Well, say that again. Say that again.
And half of the people that believed it didn't even take a second to go look and see what the truth was, and it just goes to show how much they really don't care. They don't care whether it's true or not. They want something to be mad about and something to talk about.
Well, they just don't like, you know, if you're friends with certain people, don't like Gray.
Exactly.
And so if you're friends with him, then automatically, you know, you're a troll, and so they just intentionally try to, you know.
Yeah, you're automatically a minion too. Oh yes, Gray sent over his minions. That never happens, right? Like, I mean, there's sometimes people go, "Hey, Grady, you see that video?" And then we go look at it, and then yeah, of course, your friends who like you are going to say something, but it's not like there's this big plot where we sit around going, "Can you imagine?" Yeah.
Yeah, and people tend to forget, like, those friends are actual, like, real people with real brains and opinions, and none of us are going to be told, what to do and what to say in anyone's defense. Like, if we want to defend someone, we will, and if we don't, we don't.
Yeah.
I'm nobody's puppet. Neither is Ada or any of the rest of Gray's friends. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
great. We have very strong opinions, right?
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is I mean, like, the way I talk to everybody else, they go, "Gray, you're so mean." That's how I talk to all of my friends and everything. I mean, because the thing is, I like to get to, like, real stuff, Like, I mean, I guess I hold everybody to sort of a higher, when I'm doing these cases, less of a speculative arena, I guess. It's hard to say, but I mean, I don't mind speculation as long as it's based on facts. If you start speculating on a speculation, then that's where you're going to hear me go, "Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Then
you're so mean,
Bring out
Ray."
the alien.
Yeah, I'll
Carl.
bust out the aliens, yeah. Or if it's just something that, like, it's a whimsical what-if thing. I don't like those either. Like, hey, what if, I won't use Daro's example, but I'm just kidding. But, like, like if you were saying, like, for example, let's just pretend, like in the Delphi case, I go, "Hey, what if he rode a skateboard down the street and he parked it over here?" Yeah, I mean, it's possible, right? I mean, sure, that's possible. It's in the realm of possibility. But it's like, why do we want to talk about that? It's such a absolute rabbit hole of nothingness.
I think I used the what if a lot when I first was on Facebook.
I mean, and that's okay, It's just if you're gonna be ridiculous with some of the things that these people in their theory say, like with the what ifs or whatever. Like, what was it? The boat oar, I think. Something about
Yeah.
Oh, in his pants. Yeah, in
he
his
paddle
pants.
boated to the crime scene or something. Like, it was just some of it's ridiculous. So of course some people are going to say, "I think that's ridiculous." And don't get mad whenever someone shares their opinion about something that you say. Like, if, for instance, if somebody decided to tell Gray that they disagreed with, something he said, I don't think that Gray is going to go off and, cry because somebody had a different opinion than him.
I'll just explain why they're wrong is what I'll do.
Yeah, and you have one of those, like I'm the same way. Like, I like to debate. I feel like it's fun,
Yeah.
And I like a good debate, and I like somebody with a differing opinion than mine. But some people aren't on the level of, like, seeing the fun in it. So if you try to, like, call them out about something, they just get, offended and whiny about it. But some people, aren't babies about it, and that's the way that I am. And I think people misunderstand that. And, certain types of personalities like myself or, maybe Gray's, that it's not being mean. It's just, saying, "Hey, I have a different opinion than you, and I'm going to tell you about mine." It's not really something to get offended over.
Right. Yeah, like in this picture here, they said that was, see how it's that shadow hits his leg? I mean, the light hits his leg there. Yeah. They said, "Oh, that's a paddle of a canoe." And if you said, "No, it's not," well, it's my opinion. Who are you to tell? Listen. It's just, I'm going to tell you right now. You can think it's a paddle, but you're wrong. Okay. You'll always be wrong. That's not a paddle. I mean, where did the rest of the paddle go?
Look, there's the puppy in the jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, like right here, up here, people said that this was the outline of a puppy. That's its mouth. And then in one of my videos, I said, in the real world, animals don't have an outline. That's a cartoon. When you actually have the thing, like on the Flintstones, you get the little edge, and then you color it in. Yeah, it's not a puppy. All right. I thought that was one of my better. I got to go through like the greatest hits of like some of my.
That's the banana one.
Yeah.
That's an oldie.
The banana.
Oh,
In the pocket.
yeah, in the pocket. Yeah,
And the
right. He's
colostomy
propping up a
bag,
banana.
or what was it? Oh, Truth Sleuth said catheter leg bag, that white spot. Like, I heard all of it.
Yeah, this guy is he wants sex so bad, but he's got a catheter in. You know, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It just seems so ludicrous, some of the stuff. People don't think through stuff. There was this one guy that made that really funny. Do you guys have that anywhere where?
Oh no!
You know, it was great. I wonder if I have it in my folder. Let me see. It's one of the coolest. He made it all the little goofy things he put together in one.
Yeah. You also did a great one on the banana in the pocket where they said the gun was.
No, I don't remember that.
You know, that was like one of the earliest ones he did.
Yeah, the banana in the pocket. And it not in that way though. Like they were saying he was propping up a banana to pretend that he had a gun. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
not forget my banana.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find this. So you guys can keep talking about something while I look for this. Sorry. If you have anything.
Trying to think.
What else happened today?
No, not much. I'm just trying to see if I can find that picture. I don't see it.
Hold on, I bet I could find it if I go to the group.
Yeah, that guy was so funny. He always made me feel good. That guy.
Right?
Because I was
Which
just
person
feeling
was that? Do you remember?
so much garbage, and then finally, like a moment of levity. You know, that was the one where the guy he put all the little cartoon things of all the things people said, like the oxygen tank, the.
I found it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna send it to you on
Facebook
Messenger.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm able to. Hold on.
Let me see if I can find the banana one.
I'm gonna have to. Oh no, wait. This one doesn't have a banana, but it's got puppy.
It's got all the other things too, right?
It's got a lot of the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, things that you just can't go without when you're, out on the town.
About
planning to, commit crimes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh god, there goes my stomach again. Every time I drink Gatorade, it goes. Ugh. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this thing. See that right there?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
There's the infamous
one.
car under the bridge.
That one's awesome. Yeah, a car under the bridge, oxygen tank, the paddle, a puppy coming out of the shirt. Oh, and a GoPro. Was that a GoPro? What is this on the mouth area there?
It looks like a pacifier almost.
A cigarette,
Yeah,
I think.
and then sort of this hat thing. Oh, and then remember the tree, the forked tree, and then the sun angle. The guy put everything in there that you could possibly come up with. Pretty good, pretty good.
Or
Yeah, so that's what the deal is I know a lot of you probably haven't had to deal with it. I do because I put myself out there, so I guess it kind of comes with the but like Ada doesn't really do that. So that's what kind of sucked when I could see like if Heather was out doing stuff, I could see her getting into the weeds, but I'd be right there to defend her if I was actually in the group. I mean, I'm not in any groups. That's my problem. I'm literally been banished from all of them.
yeah, that's why I really don't interact in any of the other groups that I am still in. I'm still in, I don't know, quite a few of them. But I really don't say much in there just because of things exactly like this. And that's what I meant earlier when I said, in that post that I made, that you take it in stride, because you've been at this a lot longer and have, a lot more people know who you are and know your name. And a lot of, I guess you're like, in a sense, the guy to be in, which is why I think a lot of people always try to challenge, your ideas or have negative things to say about your videos or whatever. And I feel like it's because you're someone to fight with, I guess. I guess you got to be somebody in order to have some enemies, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't really say much in those groups because of that. I mean, if I had the time on my hands, I'd definitely, you know, go in circles with these people. But I got kids. I just, you know, try to do my thing as a mom and take care of my personal life.
Yeah.
But and Ada, like I said, she definitely, her nor Beth really deserve to be dragged through the mud or, you know, accused of things that they didn't say or anything like that. So
right, like Beth always. I mean, Beth is out there, but she's always polite. So that's where.
Right.
I mean, but you know, sometimes she will say, "Are you?" Like she was trying to defend Ada in those groups and just say, "Are you nuts? Like you can't actually." You don't understand what's going on here. Like she wasn't talking about that, and people are they don't want to listen. See, I think that's what frustrates me the most sometimes, is when you present somebody with irrefutable logic, and they're unwilling to accept it. I have a hard time accepting that, right? Like you know, you go like this. Listen, 1 + 1 = 2. And they go, no, it's 3. And they just keep going for hours and hours about how it's 3. And I get so frustrated. I guess I should just not worry about it. But to me, it feels like I'm helping them.
It's like if you show like the smallest amount of frustration, and that opens the door for the slamming. Like, oh, you're so rude or blah, blah, blah. But after trying to like civilly talk to people and explain, you know, why you think the things that you think or whatever, and it still doesn't get through, eventually, you do get frustrated with people, and you're like, God, are you dense or what? Just like with Beth calling someone nuts or, you know, whatever. It's like I've been there, like to the point of pure frustration, just calling people morons at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. When you spend all the time, hours and hours and hours, putting it all together, and you've got it. Like, you literally have the answer. And you try to explain it to somebody, and they're so hell-bent on what they've previously believed that they won't listen to a damn thing that you're saying. All right?
Right.
What's the word for that, or saying for that? Confirmation bias?
Right.
Yeah, there's like tunnel vision, confirmation bias. The other one is...
oppositional defiance.
For seeing faces everywhere, what's the word for that?
Pareidolia.
Yeah.
Pareidolia.
Oh, that's a whole other can of worms. You know, seeing things in the pictures that weren't there, you know.
And here's the thing about
image, you know, to the nth degree, and you can see all kinds of things.
Oh yeah,
Lord.
Like she says, something Marie said, open minds people, our society needs it. Yeah, I mean, everybody, it's great to be open-minded, but then there's a point where it's too much. See, the thing is this is what I believe right here, is that I believe in everyone's right to have an opinion. See, this is what I always try to tell people. You hear this phrase a lot, right? You have to respect their opinion, Gray. Hey, you got to respect their opinion. I don't agree with that. Here's what I agree. I have to respect their right to have an opinion and state it.
Right.
But I don't have to respect their opinion. I'm not required to respect their opinion. That's exactly. Ludicrous, but that's sort of the phrase that society has, as if they should just be able to say whatever they want, and you go, oh yes, that's wonderful. Let's, that's great. Wow, what a wonderful idea. Even though you're espousing pedophilia, I have to say, wow, that's wonderful. Listen, I don't think... Right. I think you're a moron, okay? So I'm not going to allow that, but I respected your right to say it. I let you say it, and now I'm going to completely... Hey, Daro, thanks for the super chat. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Why it's 1999? I wonder how they do that, like they come up with that. But anyways... I actually really believe that. Don't you? I think everyone should respect the right for someone to have an opinion and say it.
Yeah, but you don't have to keep your mouth shut and agree with it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, see, look at the little dancing Daro on the screen right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You see that? Yeah. You see that, Daro? You were dancing on the screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah. And I try to explain that to people a lot in conversations. I'll even say to them sometimes, I'll say, listen, I heard what you had to say. I respect your right to have that opinion, but I don't respect your opinion. And then they get really upset about it. But the thing is, I don't, like, if you're sitting there trying to tell me that the bridge guy's actually in that photo is walking the other way on the bridge against all facts in that image, then I'm not going to respect it. I'm not required to. So there we go. That's enough about that part.
So why do you think that the Kanika case was so, like more extreme than a lot of the Facebook troll type activity?
Well, I think that the community that's interested in that case has had a lot of bad things happen by the police, and so it's a little bit more conspiratorial thinking, but it's based on their experiences. So I think it's just everything's a conspiracy, right? So I don't know what the deal is there in terms of like once facts are presented, I'm not sure why it's always argued against. It's like,
Are they big on the Illuminati and all that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think it's like an innate fear of mistrust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they just don't. No, none of them were trusting the police, including Kanika's mom. I think her name was Teresa Martin.
Right.
She just wasn't trusting what she was told, and I think it's good for anyone to be suspicious when their daughter is found in a freezer in a hotel.
Yeah.
At first, and then after being presented with video evidence and toxicology and
Exactly.
yeah, just all the facts and evidence, I probably would have been like, okay, thank you for the answer, whatever. But for some reason, some people just cannot trust the information that they're given from, police officials. They just don't, and I have no clue why, but
because when I first heard about it, I was thinking, wow, that sounds, so bizarre. It must be some kind of foul play.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I thought too, especially with, do you remember when it first came out?
Thanks,
I think
Jim.
I sent you guys the video. There's a video of the girl, I can't remember her name. One of the friends, she's singing along with a song or something, and people are saying there's a reflection in her sunglasses of Kanika being murdered in the background or something like that. I mean, it was sensational. And when it first came out, there was no evidence pointing one way or another. So, of course, everyone was jumping on the sensational bandwagon, like, oh my God, someone's being killed in a hotel room and the reflection of sunglasses. Watch this video.
Right. Irene.
It just
that was
from there. Irene, that was her name.
Yeah, I mean, I've made videos on all of this. Like, I don't know if you went through you said you were watching my videos.
Oh, yeah.
I've made like 75 videos on the Kanika Jenkins case.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So,
okay.
But
I all of them.
But see, here's the thing: is that case when it started, I remember thinking when all I heard on the news was she was found in the freezer, and then you sort of see these parties and videos, and I was like, oh wow, maybe something foul play. And then, but as soon as I started seeing the surveillance footage, it was just really obvious that it wasn't any of that stuff, right? Then you watch the party video with just emotionless viewing, and it's just people smoking pot, having fun at a party. Absolutely nothing weird whatsoever. And to me, there is nothing weird in that case. Like when I look at it, it's the simplest case like there ever could be. It's just a weird way to die. It's like somebody walking around for about a little less than 8 minutes. That's all it is. She's only walking for less than 8 minutes. And I just made a video recently which was pretty interesting. People should watch it. Is it starts when she comes out of the elevator, and then it ends right when she goes back into the cooler area. You don't see her actually go through the door. Yeah, you don't see her go through the door. Okay, but what I do is I only show on the screen when she's on the screen. That's it. Whenever she's on surveillance, I only show that, and the rest is black. Right? So she's only literally on surveillance footage for less than about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I can't remember the exact number. But so out of the 8 minutes she was walking, she was actually literally only on screen for about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting because you have to sit there and wait through the dark time when there's nothing, and you realize, okay, wow, so she was in that men's bathroom for about 45 seconds. That's a long time. And then she comes out of there, and, so you go through the whole thing. I haven't seen anything. There's been a couple things that bug me. Okay, like some of the surveillance cameras don't work right at the end of the path, like the one that would have shown her go up the stairs, one at the top of the stairs. Those weren't working. But really, that's it. I mean, there's nothing at all.
Well, and those little things that are missing are exactly enough to feed the
conspiracy
theories. Just like with the video recording of her walking towards the freezer, but you can't see her exactly enter the freezer. That little bit right there was enough also to have people thinking, conspiracy, somebody killed her, and why isn't there any video? Oh, the camera's broken, blah, blah, blah. It's just...
Wait, hold on. Who's typing? What are you guys saying down there about something confirmed? What's confirmed? Confirmed a red shirt was found while mowing. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was confirmed earlier. Well, they didn't really confirm it. They just said it was... Hey, Wendy, when you're saying that, it wasn't really confirmed. I heard the way they worded it. It was something about it's believed that a red shirt was found. Now, if you find a different link that says something different than that, put the link in there. But I think it wasn't quite as affirmative as you might think. I saw that earlier too, but I didn't report on it because it wasn't stated they did find one. It was more like it's believed they found a red shirt, something like that. Now, if they've updated the wording of that, I'd be interested to see that. You should I could get you caught up on this case in like 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, well,
I really could.
If you want to, or whenever you have time, because I have not had a minute to follow anything about it, but I would like to. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, you can see my screen, right? With the
yeah.
Okay, so we'll just switch over to. Okay, so I'm just gonna. I can just explain it to you, and we'll recap the whole damn thing. I don't even know how well Ada knows it. I know she looked into it a little bit, but it's pretty crazy. I mean, what's crazy about it is how little information, and she just sort of vanished in the middle of see this little town right here?
Mm-hmm.
She has Brooklyn, Iowa right here. And let's see if I can, what I'll do is I'm going to open up actually I have them memorized. But you probably want to see what they look like, these people. So let me get I have a little flow chart kind of built. Was that Ada? Oh, no.
No, I think she's still gone.
Oh,
you should start using crime scene flow.
Hey, thanks, Patricia.
Retitle now.
The crime scene flow. Have you seen my video intros? They're pretty cool. The little.
Oh yeah.
I was talking, but I think I had my microphone turned off.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna switch over to the Mollie Tibbetts thing. I'm gonna go over it. Do you know it pretty well now, Ada? Or I'm not sure. If you've
pretty
watched
well, not 100%, but.
Yeah, I mean, none of us know it 100%, but because
Or not like you.
Hey, Patricia, thank you. It's only my like a moderator and I think it was was it? I can't remember now. Jim, I think.
Oh wow! From far away, that picture that says Mollie, what is that? Tibbetts. From far back, it looked like Jodi Arias for a second.
Yeah, Jim.
Other people have said that.
Really? Okay, I thought maybe my eyes were bad.
Yeah, no, yeah. The first time I saw her, there's actually a picture that's almost identical. Right? That to that image, it looks just like Jodi
Wow.
Arias.
Yeah,
Like,
she looks a lot like her. Better looking though than Jodi Arias. I can't stand that woman.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I
did you
said
follow
Jim.
that place?
I said Jim.
Oh, yes. Obsessively.
My memory, I couldn't remember right at that second, but then I said it. You know what I hate was when I say, what's the name? Oh, and then I go, Jim. And then 2 minutes later, everybody types in, Jim, 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 as if like they didn't hear you correct it and get it right. You know, it's like, it's just, once you hear me say it right, you don't need to keep typing it in. All right, so here we go. Here's the mother, Laura Calderwood, but Mollie Tibbetts is the one that's missing, and her brother Jake. Now, she actually, something that you guys probably don't know out there is that Mollie actually has 3 brothers. Right? I didn't know that till today, which was kind of interesting. Here's an actual picture right here. Look. So there's another brother right here that we haven't seen yet. All right? So that's breaking news, everybody. Anyways, so mainly we see Jake here, and I think this guy's name is Scott, I believe. And then I don't know if that's her mother. That looks more like I don't know if that's her mother there. It doesn't look like it. And then that's Mollie right there. All right. So Mollie is dating a guy named Dalton Jack, and Dalton has a brother named Blake Jack, which, you know, Blake and Jake, I get confused sometimes with that. But so
Yeah.
he has a brother, older brother, and they have this house. And you can see that house right there, and they just bought this back in April, and that's right here on Google Earth. Let me get the better right there. And you can go down here, and that's the house right there. All right, so go back to the picture here. Jake right here dropped Mollie off at that house at 5:30. Now, we don't know if he was picked her up at work and dropped her off there, or was she, did she drive home? Her mother's house is close too, so let me show you this. Okay, so this will be important. So this is a house that she was staying at with Dalton, her boyfriend, and she was dog sitting, right? Because Dalton, his brother, and the fiance, they're all in that picture right here. Blake and his fiance and Dalton were all out of town. Dalton was doing construction work for this construction company that has the same address of the house, because his brother bought the house, and then it's like a home business, you know, so that's the same address as the construction company. So Dalton's out of town doing construction, and Blake was out of town with Allie Houghton at her hometown, I guess, visiting her parents, something like that. So they have an alibi. They are been ruled out. They were ruled out early by the police. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back to here, and so this is where Mollie was staying dog sitting, but her home is right here. So that's her mother, Laura Calderwood. So I think maybe she got divorced and then went back to her maiden name, something like that, or got remarried. I don't really know the genesis of that. I think she went back to her maiden name, because I think her sister has the same last name. It'd be odd if they both married some guy later with the last name of Calderwood. All right.
Right.
Right. So that's 0.77 miles. So I don't know if on the Wednesday she went home first after driving back. They shared a car. Her and Blake, her brother, shared a car. Okay. So Blake dropped her off at 5:30 at the house. So did she drive all the way back from her work, which is 15 miles this way at a daycare center? And right there. Did she drive back to her mother's house here, and then Jake drove, see, I knew I was going to make that mistake. Jake drove her back to her house at 5:30. I don't know that. We don't know how that all worked, whatever. But she was dropped off at 5:30. Then at 7:30, somebody saw her jogging, right? But just prior to jogging at 7:30, she called her mother and asked what was for dinner. And the mother said, we're having brats. And so then she went running. And so now it's been determined by a lot of people that she actually made it home from jogging. See, that was a point of contention for a long time, that she never actually made it home from jogging. People were, nobody knew that, but apparently they figured out that she was doing homework on her computer at home late in the evening. Right, so now the jogging part's irrelevant, other than maybe somebody stalked her. So she's in the house at like 10 o'clock at night, perhaps. Her boyfriend opened up a Snapchat from her at 10:30, but you can send a Snapchat and at like 5 o'clock, and it could be open at 10:30. We don't know what time she sent the Snapchat, but it was indoors. All right, so these reporters in the case haven't asked any follow-up questions to ever get like specific information, like, hey, well, did you recognize the background behind her, that kind of thing. It's been really amazingly poor. So anyway, she just disappeared in the middle of the night somewhere. And another thing to throw in there is, when she was at the place she worked at over here is a daycare center, and she was supposed to wear a red t-shirt to work the following day on Thursday, as all the kids were going to wear red shirts too, because they were going to a fair. I think it was probably so that they could quickly identify, oh, there's a kid over there, keep them corralled up, Mm-hmm. And so, but apparently that red shirt's missing, right? So you can speculate on a whole bunch of things. Did she already sleep through the night, wake up? I have a lot of women that message me and say, oh, there's no way she wore that red shirt to sleep. Women don't do that. Right. I'm like, no, but I think it's possible. See, I think, you're living in a small town. She's 20 years old. She's got to get up and be at work at 7, early in the morning, let's say. And she, at the end, she went jogging, and then maybe she takes a shower, puts the red shirt on, and goes to sleep so she can sleep as long, right to the buzzer, basically, and then just get up, put a hat on, and get going to do the kids instead of getting up.
I believe she could have done that because she took the shower after she went jogging. She doesn't really need to take one again in the morning.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
A lot of people do that. I knew people doing that growing up for school because they didn't want to have to wake up earlier. Get ready for school or whatever. Yeah, exactly. I just personally, it's not something I would do because I would not want my shirt wrinkled from sleeping on it and stuff like that. So it could go either way.
But if it's a t-shirt.
Right. Yeah, it's just kind of like, and also you're going to a fair and stuff. Who cares? Right?
Yeah.
Like you're not really.
True.
So the thing is that there's got a couple angles like that. Like, and here's the thing. She left her keys, her wallet, and her glasses and contacts were all still in the house. The only thing apparently she has with her, now we don't know if she had a second pair of contacts, something like that, but the only thing she had apparently with her were her cell phone and Fitbits, which then you'd think, oh, she got taken while jogging, right? But the red shirt's apparently missing. Yeah,
well, and a lot of people take their Fitbit with them everywhere they go.
That's what she does. That's what she does.
You can wear them. Yeah. Was it a wearable one or like when you put?
Yeah, she never takes it off. She has it on like 24/7.
Well then, there you go.
Yeah, boyfriend said she slept with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, that's the only thing that she has with her, and then law enforcement has been working with the FBI. They've been working with the Fitbit. That's why I think they're searching out in that area. All right, the crazy, those shots that we just saw on the road out there. Because early on, about, I don't know, 5 or 6 days ago, it feels like, when I say early on, this case isn't even that old. 18th, I think, is what it was. But let me get back to Google Earth here.
I think 2 weeks now she's been missing.
Yeah. Yeah. So they actually came in this area here, and they were looking at a hog farm, hog containment centers. They were looking here and here, but then just today they were looking right in this area. So you think that maybe it was the Fitbit data. They got a little bit more precise with it, something like that. And they're searching out in this area. It's about 15 miles, I think. Or was it 15 minutes? Let me see. Yeah, it's hard to say. I would say 15 miles because you have to drive this way and then that way. But yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, there's more stuff that I'm leaving out right this minute. But yeah, early on, people said they saw her jogging at 5:30 here. That turned out not to be right. But people say, well, how do you know she didn't go jogging twice from 5? You know, that's where I start. That's where I yes, that's possible, right? But the odds are really low that you're going to go running at 5:30. Here's the thing: is she normally runs right before the sun goes down. You know, like at 6 or 7, and then kind of gets finished right when it's starting to get dark, kind of thing. That's what it sounded like. And the guy that did see her jogging, that's verified, he was right here on this street. So, you know, maybe she went running this way. You know, who knows? But the thing is, the jogging part now doesn't really matter if you can establish that she was back at home.
Right.
Because then it's like, see, I think she was taken between like 10 o'clock at night and 5 in the morning. Actually, more like 11 and 5, something like that.
And they didn't say if there were any signs of like break-in or anything like that?
They won't answer that question. I think the boyfriend knows the answer to that because he said, yeah, I can't answer that one. You know?
So it was locked up, though? Reports that everything was locked up in the house?
Well, he said, the boyfriend said that she probably left everything unlocked because that's how they do it out there.
Oh.
Like everything was unlocked, but apparently the dogs maybe were locked. Oh, here's something I was thinking last night when I was laying in bed, unfortunately. I was thinking, like, if the dogs were locked in the basement, then she couldn't have been sleeping with the dogs yet, because she left her keys there. Like, why would she have? If she's sleeping with the dogs, it's not like somebody kidnapping her is going to lock the dogs in after them, you know, because you'd have to get her out somehow.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, you would just shut the door. Dogs can't unlock. Well, some can, but I'm just saying. So that's something I thought of last night, because people say, oh, the dogs were locked in, but maybe. And then Dylan said he just hasn't been to her room yet, or their room. So maybe she didn't sleep with the dogs. Maybe that's just something people say, you know, but maybe that's not true.
So did somebody say that the dogs sleep in the room? Or
no, they said the dogs sleep in the basement, but they said that she was down sleeping with the dogs. But I don't know if I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody heard that part, but what do you guys think about that? About the dogs being locked in?
She could have locked the dogs up when someone she recognized came to the door, is what Megster 420 said.
What did she say? Oh, sorry.
She could have locked him in the basement when someone came to the door, maybe.
I don't know. That's just... See, that's like... Try to picture doing that. Someone knocks on the door. Oh, I'm going to go lock the door of the dogs. I mean, nobody does that, right? Like, the thing... I mean, this is how I talk, right? I mean, I'm just saying, nobody does stuff like that, right? I mean, you would
Unless
shut
it was
the door.
like a vicious dog or something.
Well, you might shut the door, but you're not going to go lock it, right? So if the dogs are locked down there, then that means she probably never made it down. Like, she was still studying at 10 or 11 something, and then somebody came to the door. She had her phone with her Fitbit on, and she already had the red shirt on because it's late. She was going to sleep in it, and then boom, she gets abducted. See, that makes sense to me right there. right? The person that came to the door, maybe it was even somebody she knew from before, from college or something. Or someone knocked on the door, or just walked into the house and said, shh, I got a gun. Don't say anything. Because she left the doors unlocked.
Yeah.
But see, yeah.
Well, I was thinking,
go ahead.
like, if she were going to be gone for a while, like jogging or something, would she lock the dogs in the basement while she was gone to make sure, they don't get into anything in the house or something? And like, maybe she...
Yeah. I agree with that, but she already came back, you see. And then she might have never unlocked them.
They sleep with her at night, and that was...
Well, somebody just said that. See, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. A lot of people just say things. Like, the police won't confirm anything. They said, the only thing they have said was, hey, some of the stuff that the media is reporting out there, we're not going to tell you that that's not true. We're just not going to confirm it, which means that some of the stuff that is being said is true, or they wouldn't have said that at all.
Yeah.
Right? But I would say, yeah, she probably locked them in there. I think they're probably locked in there whenever you're not in the house, or even just going to go let them outside for a minute. Maybe that's what she does. Maybe that's just what you do, is just lock them in there. It's a basement.
So, what was this about a red shirt a minute ago? Like, they said someone found a red shirt. Is that just like...
Right. Well, yeah, like Fox News reported that it's believed, someone said... Did you ever find that link, Wendy? I might have missed it, but if you can put it back in there. I want to see the wording, because when I saw the wording on Fox News earlier, it said something like, it's being reported that, not that it's true, but they found a red shirt. But here's one thing I can tell you. If they did find a red shirt, and that's why law enforcement spent the entire day looking around out there, then that was her red shirt. Okay? Because there's no way in hell that they would... they must have taken it, somebody said, is this her shirt? Right? And then they go, okay, great. Okay, let's start. Then let's get everybody together. Let's start looking. All right? If it wasn't her shirt, if it was some random red shirt, they would have went, nope, that's not hers, and wouldn't have made a huge investment of time and people to do that search. That's my opinion only. What is it doing outdoors? Well, that's a good point, but they're looking there. That's why they're looking there, to see maybe they can figure out why it's outdoor. And yeah, I mean, everything that happened today isn't really good news, except that it doesn't seem like they found her, right? Unless that's why they were there late in the dark. That's a little strange.
What state and town was this again?
It's Brooklyn, Iowa. There's only 1,400 people that live in the town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so nobody locks their doors. They will now, but,
Yeah, I think in this day and age, I don't care where you live, you should always lock your door.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like, but sometimes still in those small towns they don't, but it's something like this, then they do.
So she had the habit of leaving the doors open. You think she would have even gone to sleep with the
doors open,
doors unlocked?
I mean, I think she just didn't lock the doors. I think that's really weird. I mean,
yeah.
It's not weird there, but like I said earlier today, when I walk in the house, my hand just automatically rotate. I don't even know that I'm doing it. It's just automatic. And I've locked my wife out doing. She'll be doing yard work, and I'll just say, "Hey, honey, here's a glass of iced tea," and then lock her outside. And I don't mean to. And then it's like all of a sudden pounding on the door. You locked me out. But it's always a joke. Like we just laugh.
Yeah. I was like, I just automatically lock everything, and then I have a habit of like not just double but like triple checking that I locked it, even though I know I did.
Yeah.
You can never.
I think I do that too.
Hey, Bob, what are you talking about? That sounds like an attack on her during jogging. No. They found the shirt. If they did find it, it was 15 miles away. And she'd made it back home. So she wasn't jogging all the way out there, all right? The only way I think that shirt got there was that the person who got her probably at some point had her take that shirt off because it's so, obviously it's probably a bright red, and just threw it there. And then maybe started noticing, oh wow, the cell phone, Fitbit. Then he starts dealing with that stuff. So, that's where I think they're at. I mean, he probably. I don't think there's any way she left on her free will. I mean, it's possible, like really remotely, like she met some guy that's got like $10 million and then just said, hey, you can start my whole new life. That's great. I don't need my wallet. I don't need my keys. I don't need anything, But it seems really unlikely at this point.
Do we know what happened to the keys, or any word on that? If they were still in the house, or...
I do, Bob. I do know that, Bob. What was that?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, Bob's saying, I still don't know if she was abducted while jogging or not. Yeah, but we already know she made it home, right? She was on her computer doing homework. So did she go jogging again at like 11 at night? Man, she jogs more than anybody. 5:30, 7:30, 11. Okay, go ahead.
So are those pig farms like on the route where she jogs, and then would she like jog back past them to get back home?
No, she only just jogged around in the town here.
Okay.
Here. The pig farms are like way, down here.
Oh, okay.
And I think, I can do a measurement because you have to do like 90-degree angle turns. So let's see what we got here. So let's just pretend she went from here to there, something like that.
So I'm going to have to go.
Oh, yeah?
Heather, it was great to have you on. I hope you come on with Gray more.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
About 12 miles. Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Ada.
Okay, bye.
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 Yeah, so that was about 12 miles right there.
Someone had said that they think the pig farmer took her. So I was just asking because...
Yeah. There's some guy that's last name of Cheney that people seem to be interested in. I mean, he was on the news. I think I might... Here, someone put that clip in of the interview. Does anybody have that? I'll play that again. He does act pretty suspicious. I will say that.
Does he live close to where she lived?
Well, Bob, I don't know. Hold on a second. Hey, Bob, I don't know if they have confirmed it. All I know is that the cousin said the same thing. The mother said the same thing. Everybody said the same thing. But police just aren't confirming it. All right. So what did you just say? I have to respond sometimes.
Oh, the Cheney person. Did he live near where she lived?
I don't. Well, I think he lives down in this area where the pig. So 12 miles away. Anybody have that link? Daro, do you got that?
Oh, Cheney has stalking charges in the past?
Yeah. I don't really put a lot of emphasis on that kind of stuff because so many times it's just...
Oh, there's a link.
Yeah, I got it. All right, here we go.
For almost 2 weeks, tips and phone calls.
Yeah, let me turn up the... Oh, that's it. For the volume, man. That sucks. Just a second.
But
come on, volume.
Resident Wayne Cheney's home.
What was the situation like for you here, and how they kind of approached everything?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're wasting our time. I'm done.
Wow.
You said the FBI took you down to the fire station, right? I mean, I guess
no, it wasn't the FBI. I don't know who them two guys were, but they took me to the fire station Tuesday.
Okay. And they asked just
Questioned me for a couple hours. They questioned me.
just about like what you maybe you're like what you saw out here, or actually like where you been, or I mean, weird.
Yeah.
What was that? What kind of questions?
I don't even remember what they asked me.
Just 15 minutes
Really?
from where
Jeez.
Tibbets was last seen on July 19th, Cheney also lives within walking distance of the hog farms investigators reportedly
Yeah.
searched recently while investigating the 20-year-old University of Iowa student's disappearance.
It was just a waste of time, I thought. But, oh well.
It may have been his location, combined with Iowa court documents that show Cheney has entered guilty pleas on 2 separate occasions for stalking, once in Poweshiek County in 2009 and again in Marion County just 4 years ago.
Does it unfortunately make you feel like they're second guessing you as a resident here?
God, that volume is something else.
DCI
Yeah, it's crazy.
officials could
Yeah,
not
that's
confirm
maxed
or
out,
deny
too.
the questioning of Cheney or whether or not he has been cleared as a suspect.
I don't know. I'm done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
É o seguinte, galera.
See, that was loud. The next one. Yeah, but he's really. I mean, he's kind of creepy, but and they must have looked into him. I think what they did was they saw there was a road here, the pinging information. Then they looked to see who lives on that road, and then they said, "Oh wow, this guy's got some stalking charges," and then they zeroed in on him. I don't know if that really. Maybe it makes him more likely than other people, but I really,
Yeah, it's the same thing that they would do with like a child abduction if there were, registered sex offenders around, I guess.
Right, exactly.
That's the first place they start looking most of the time.
Let's see. I'm trying to read some of these comments. I think this guy is meek in his feeling.
I was just reading that one.
Yeah. It's,
Well, what's his name? That guy,
geez.
John,
Lord?
he just got caught. He was the golden something rapist or something?
Yeah, golden
No,
state.
the April Tinsley case.
Yeah, yep.
That guy was considered like meek and
Miller? John
shy.
Miller? Wasn't his name John Miller?
Yeah, John Miller.
Right, yeah.
But he turned out to be, a monster.
Any relation?
So, I don't think judging someone's behavior, you can tell if they're a murderer or not, or
Right.
Base that on things that you think they would or wouldn't do. You never know with people.
Any relation to
No.
Yeah, like Miller isn't. It's like saying. I mean, man, that's like the most common, I think, last name in America. I don't know. Maybe Johnson, right?
Yeah, or Jones, or
Yeah, but Miller's right up there. Let's put it that way.
oh yeah, I've met so many Millers with no relation whatsoever.
That just means you were a mill. Somebody did milling back in the day.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll leave it up. Why not? I'll probably change the icon though, because I'll make it sort of like slash something. Let me see. Maybe I can change the title right now. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Oh, and let's just see. Slash Mollie Tibbetts update. And but isn't that pretty crazy? Like she just kind of just vanished in the middle of nowhere. You still there, Heather?
Yeah, I was just reading some of these comments.
Well, cool. Read some of the ones that are interesting, so I can.
I retired from working with murderers and rapists for a living. Led hairy investigations before. Nothing scared me as bad as my ex. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to read, your conversation. The other stalker was weird. I had a stalker. Well, not that long ago. Somebody, like I play some different types of video games from time to time, and this person literally like stalked every social media, anything, internet wise to do with me. I had to block him from everything. It is creepy, so I can see why that's the first person that they would look at as someone with stalking charges, because normal people don't, stalk other people. It's not a normal habit or hobby to have.
Oh, really? Wow. I always thought it was. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can. I've never tried it before, but I was going to try to change the image on the screen. The thumbnail live. I don't know if it works like that, but let me try it. I'm going to do. I'll just do another shot of the house here. I'll do this live so you guys can see the crap behind the scenes. So here's that was Photoshop, but I'll just turn it right there. Maybe get a screenshot of that. Put it into Photoshop here. Maybe I should put the troll. Nah, that would look stupid. Put the troll in the scene, right? Oh boy, I don't think people would like that. So let's see. Internet trolls and Mollie Tibbetts.
Oh, you forgot the other L in trolls.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Just say, like to.
Oh wow.
It's not trolls. What happened?
Yeah. Someone said this guy in high school had his entire bedroom papered with photos of her. That's insane.
Well, he must have really liked you.
Yeah.
Sounds like a nut job. It's like that sounds like something you'd see in one of those movies, like a.
Yeah, I feel like I was just picturing a scene from a movie. I'm just trying to remember which one it was.
Well, I think it's in a lot of those.
Yeah.
When you watch like the crime shows, you see that kind of stuff. There we go. How about that one? Did I get everything right? Okay, that's good. So you guys can tell me if the thumbnail changes in a second here. I'm going to try to do this. Never tried it before. So what else are they saying in there? Anything interesting?
I feel unloved. I never had any stalker. You don't want it. Trust me. It's not a good feeling to feel like someone's like peeking at you through your window. The one actual stalker that I had was the one I was talking about through the internet. And like, I would freak out anytime I heard a noise. Like, oh my God, did this person really come all the way to Colorado? But then there is like the maintenance guy that services like my apartment building. And sometimes I wonder about him because there was a time he put his ladder like right in front of my window.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you
and
told
I caught
us that.
Staring through the window.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I forgot I told you guys about that. Yeah. That's not the first time I've seen him like peeking through the window either. Like fixing something, quote unquote.
Yeah.
He still is the maintenance guy too, so I just try to make sure my curtains are closed when he comes around.
Yeah, he probably had absolutely nothing to fix. Or he
Yeah,
found
well,
something.
It was something like about my upstairs neighbor's
Can I,
swamp
Stephanie?
cooler.
Oh, good.
But there's a million places around the building he could put his ladder that aren't directly in front of my window. And actually, he could have moved it directly in front of the cooler rather than him putting his ladder in front of my window would have made him have to walk like clear across the roof to get to her cooler. So I don't know. I feel like it had to have been on purpose.
Yeah. You just he hasn't been around since then. Did you do something to make it so he doesn't show up anymore?
No, he still comes around all the time. I don't really know what for, because usually it's for things, supposedly fixing things around the building.
Right.
So he could probably be a legit creeper for all I know.
Right. Hey, Wendy, did you ever put that link up that I just keep missing it every time, of the Fox News one that talked about that they did find a red shirt? Or maybe you emailed it to me. Let me see.
I'm trying to scroll back and see if I saw anything.
Because we've been trying to nail down specific facts to get a timeline.
Hold on, I found it. Oh, sorry.
It's been a
Oh, I
nightmare.
can't copy it though.
Okay.
Maybe I can open it and send it. Okay.
Oh, hey, Kim, thanks for the PayPal donation. I appreciate it. I didn't even see that till just now.
Did she send 2 Fox links or was it just one?
Well, I'll just open this up here. I just want to see what their wording is. Maybe she just put it in there twice. Okay, so it says, search teams on Thursday afternoon. This is what I read earlier. We're combing through ditches near a pig farm. Daro sent this to me. Ditches near a pig farm that federal agents searched almost a week ago in the hunt for missing college student Mollie Tibbetts after a possible clue to her disappearance. A red shirt reportedly was found nearby. See, that doesn't mean that's true, right?
Right.
It just means it was reportedly, right, because some other reporter, somebody said, oh, a guy was mowing a ditch or something, and, okay, here it says right here, a person mowing a lawn found the item of clothing near the Lincoln Wildlife Reserve, okay? So that's farther down the road there. Whoa, that's Trump's speech music.
President Trump finishing up.
Yep, I knew it. Okay. So where that is on the map. Okay, it's right here. That wildlife reserve is right here. And this is where they were actually looking. So they parked cars right here today. Right up in here, and then I bet they went and checked this whole field and out in those woods there, because that's where apparently a shirt was found, but there's no confirmation of that whatsoever. And then down here is where they had law enforcement parked on this side and here, and I think that video we saw earlier is right here or somewhere around in this area. It doesn't look like, right there, something like that. So maybe they were checking these ponds, looking in the woods, checking this pond, looking in the woods. Because if you look at a different time of year, like right here, that's a little bit way more dense looking.
Yeah.
And so over here, they were probably checking. See, if you look right there, there's the wildlife area. So they were probably checking in the woods throughout this whole area there, and even in the grass over there.
Wow,
That's
that
like
is a
12
lot
miles.
of greenery.
Yeah, it's like 12 miles, Annie. About 12 miles. I know you probably don't want to do this, but I gotta use the facilities for about 10 minutes. Here, you can just talk to these people. All right, you can do it. You can do it.
Oh no.
You play those online games. Come on, I know it. Just a second.
Hi, everybody. I don't really have much else interesting to say. Sorry. Thank you, Kelly. Right, I'm taking over, actually. This is my show now. Right? I'm going to be famous. Yes. Make sure it's not around Gray. He doesn't like the conspiracy theories. Nice to meet you too, Jim. No, I am not Gray. Well, no. I've taken over his show, though. I'm from Texas. Where are you guys from? Hi, Mamie. Oh no, I'm in Colorado now, and he's in where is he? Oregon. Female Gray. Oh wow, Australia. That's far. Where at in Texas, dope chick?
Yep, I could hear you talking in the background.
Yeah, I was talking badly about you.
I heard it. I heard all the negative terms. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I decided to take over now, so you can go.
Yeah, I've got Australia, UK, all over. I mean, people from Europe on here a lot. A lot of times when I'm on later like this, they come on because it's morning over there. It's 8 hour. I think it's 8 hours ahead in the UK. I've actually been on here sometimes at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2. I won't stay on that long this time, but
It's 12:30 here. I'm gonna have to go here in a minute because
yeah.
I have to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah. So I don't know if that article that we just read confirms anything. It just says it was reported, but then they got into specifics about how it was found, so that gives a little more credibility to it. But let's see what law enforcement has to say tomorrow. I'm hoping they don't have some bad news at that press conference. Okay, because some of the activities going late into the evening, we don't know what's been going on at this point. All right.
Yeah, I gotta look into this stuff more. I mean, I heard about it through, the things that I've seen you guys, post about it, but I never really had a chance to look through anything.
Yeah.
I want to get caught up on like all the little details and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's, one thing that we people we thought was a little bit weird is, okay, so the brother Jake shares the car with Mollie, right? So he called her, I missed this part earlier. He called her at 7:30 or texted her at 7:30 in the morning and said, "Hey, do you need a ride home?" Because it might have been that maybe she was supposed to, maybe she was going to walk to the house. Who knows? But anyways, he's like, "Do you need a ride home?" And she didn't respond, but he never said, "Oh, that's weird." Like, it didn't take till the afternoon for somebody to say, when the work actually called, other than her boyfriend started calling people in the morning because she didn't respond to his text. But the brother, wouldn't that be weird if you knew that the only way that your brother could get to work was to use the car that I still have sitting in my driveway, and
Right.
You never called, even though you're supposed to be at work, for a fair with the red shirt. It's strange that didn't immediately set off an alarm. Like, where the hell is she?
Yeah. Unless maybe, this is, one of those what ifs, but maybe she
There you go.
got rides periodically from friends or something,
Yeah,
or from a
yeah.
coworker.
And maybe, yeah. But if there's a whole bunch of things like that, like she didn't show up for. Okay, so at 7:30, your mother called to say, "Hey, come over for brats," right? And they actually, it's documented. It was planned that she would go over for dinner. She was supposed to go over for dinner, but she never showed up for dinner. She went after jogging, went back home apparently, and just never called. But that wasn't unusual. The mother said, "Oh yeah, that's just kind of." The cousin said that. Yeah, there's a lot of times where she just, she doesn't show up. It's not a big deal. Nobody questions it or anything. And then and she didn't call to say, hey, I'm not coming for dinner either, and that's just okay. See, that's weird to me, like, wow. But but maybe it's like that in a small town, like people just do what they do. And
right. Well, I was going to say, I'm the same way. Like, my friends and family in my life are not allowed to not just call me or tell me anything.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Immediately be on their case about it. But some people are like that. They're not good at communicating or responding like in a timely manner. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves is like, if I message you or I call you and you say you're going to do something or you don't respond, then I immediately start worrying. So I expect for people to respond fairly quickly. But some people don't, and they're like cool with that. And you can't, it becomes, normal, say like for her mom, maybe she was just used to her daughter just not calling and showing up for things. And that's normal to some people. It's just not something that would be normal for me and my people.
Yeah, there's no, I can't stand that. But yeah, but I did say that early on. I was like, well, that might just be the way they are, so that could explain that part. And maybe that's the same thing with the car. Like, yeah, she probably figured out a different way, blah, blah, blah. So maybe that wasn't a big deal to them. But Dalton, the boyfriend, he got a Snapchat at 10:30, but then he said, I just fell asleep right when I got it. But that's kind of weird too. I mean, I'm not blaming. There's just a lot of weirdness. I don't think he had anything to do with it. But it's weird that, let's say you're out on a trip and your boyfriend, I'm talking to you, sends you a Snapchat at 10:30 and you're sleepy. Aren't you going to quickly reply back and say, oh, hey, good night, love you too, whatever. Talk to you in the morning. You're not just going to look at it and go, okay.
Right. Yeah.
See, that's strange. But it just seems like they're all like this. Like, whatever, kind of flaky almost. I don't know what the term is, but.
Yeah, that would drive me insane, I think. I would, be all over them all the time.
Yeah, I think it was like last night or today, I can't remember, but somebody, I think it was last night, in the chat said, oh yeah, when I had girlfriends, they'd send me a text and I wouldn't respond for 3 days. And I go, and you're still their boyfriend? I mean, I'd throw you to the curb. Like, really? 3 days? You're not going to respond to it? Yeah, it was pretty funny. He's probably here.
Yeah.
I just don't remember which one of these guys said that.
He was not a very good boyfriend, whoever he was.
It was probably Jim. Was it Jim? Come on, Jim. Tell the truth.
Horrible Jim.
Jim's probably different now, though, if that's the guy who said it. I can't remember now. But, yeah. See, there's a lot of weirdness like that in the case, right? And so, she was supposed to go to dinner, didn't go to dinner. Nobody checked to see, why didn't you go to dinner? Either side. The daughter didn't call. The mother didn't call her. Then then she apparently sent a Snapchat. Her boyfriend gets a Snapchat at 10:30. Then he goes right to sleep. Then at 7:30 in the morning, the brother who was supposed to drive her to work, or she was supposed to get the car from him, she doesn't respond, and that's no big deal. And
to me, even for people who are flaky like that, to have 3 things, no correspondence within 3 different situations is still more weird to me, even for a flaky, set of people. You would think there would have been a response to at least one of them,
Well, the only one that I think she was kidnapped before 2 of them could have occurred. In her situation, there's only twice that she didn't reply, and it was, a whole bunch of times because her boyfriend texted her in the morning, and she didn't respond to any of those, and he got worried and started calling friends. So he got worried right away when. But I think that's odd, right? Because you didn't respond to her. So why is it, now she's not responding to you? Maybe she's paying you back a little bit, right? So there's no reason you get. So, yeah, it's.
Does he have he had a solid alibi, for the night?
He was 200. He was 100 miles away, doing construction work, and they were supposed to go to a wedding his brother, Dalton's brother, and his fiancee are getting married in the Dominican Republic, I think is what it was. And they were all going to go on a trip, and his brother even suggested to Dalton that he should ask her to marry her there. So I don't know. The police actually cleared all of them early and literally said, they said they've been cleared, they're not suspects. Right. So you rarely hear that, right? When someone's missing, they always say, nobody's cleared until we solved, they always say stuff like that. But in this case, they were completely exonerated, basically. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Zero possibility that they would have had anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's what they say. Now, maybe that's a trick, like to make them feel confident. I don't know, but you'd never see that.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that I always find funny is when people talk about law enforcement in general, like, oh, they're just saying that to,
right, yeah,
get a rise out of the suspect, or I don't know. It's always some kind of, big conspiracy mind game with police. Some people think that they play games with the media just to piss off a suspect or something. I don't know. I feel like that's a really bad way to handle situations like that for police officers.
Yeah, I don't actually buy that when people say that all the time.
Yeah, some of it I can see, like, not wanting to tip off a suspect that they were suspecting them, something like that, but not these, huge elaborate, we're going to say that, we found this at a crime scene just to see what, he says, or whatever, just these ridiculous things, like,
yeah, I agree.
Come
with
on.
That. Well, you don't know that they don't do that. Oh God. Well, you don't have. I guarantee you have more proof they don't.
Right.
Or not even really proof, but just just sort of common sense. I think there's some stuff like that out there where they maybe put a little bit of misinformation out, like, oh, we have this they might say something like, yes, we have this piece of information, and then it might make they're hoping that somebody reacts a specific way, and then they're already watching that person.
Exactly. Yes, those things are like realistic things to think that they would do, but
like tactical kind of.
Yeah, but some of the things that they accuse police officials of doing are just ludicrous.
I think a lot of times people say that to keep their theory alive. Like you'll always see that when they've had a theory and it's being squashed, then they'll start saying, well, how do we know that the officer didn't do this, that, and the other thing? And well, because I have a brain, all right?
Right.
That's what it comes down to. So let's see, is there anything else in here? One thing I was kind of wondering if they checked, there is this little sort of slew thing that's right here. And like, let's say, one of the options is, okay, so here's one of those moments where people go, well, it could have been, so let's say she did get up in the morning and she was literally actually heading to her mother's house to get the car, and then she didn't show up, so her brother said, hey, do you need a ride home to get it? So that's why the brother called, but she was on her way there. And this is where Vic's in the comments right there. Let's see. I'll check that in a second. But he said, okay, then I countered Vic when he said that maybe she was walking. I said, well, she left her keys and wallet and everything in the house. And then he said, well, maybe she just forgot it that day, and then all of a sudden the odds are lowered on that, because how many times have you gone somewhere where it's possible what Vic said? It's hard to, sort of run with that, because then I feel like you're in a rabbit hole zone now.
Yeah.
Because like how many people literally do, maybe 1 out of 100 times you would leave your keys and stuff at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, it's possible that was one of those times, but she had her the keys that she would be driving the car with were at the house. Her wallet and everything like that. So let me see. Vic had an address here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and wouldn't after she got the car, would she be going to work after that, or?
Yeah, she was gonna go right to work.
So then, I mean, you would need the keys and your wallet more than likely.
Right. Okay, what is this address right here, Vic? What are we looking at? Looks like it's so that's the other direction on the road. Vic, where are you? What's at this address here? I can't see what he wrote up there. Check this address. I think it's where Cheney interview took place. Oh, okay. Could be. The only problem is there's no street view over there. But let's see. That does look like a... Well, let's see. Let's check this out. Let's play that video again. Wait, where? Oh, crap. Do I have that link still open? It was Daily Mail. Can someone put that link back in there?
I'll see if.
Yeah, it was the Daily Mail link that. Actually, I can probably find it. Hold on. Scroll up here. Well, it breaks off after a certain amount of scrolling.
I think I can.
I got it. Daro put it back in there. Let's see. Let's play this again.
2 weeks, tips and phone calls have not led
With the extremely low audio yet again.
We are pursuing every lead that is available to us.
God, she looks so much like Jodi Arias.
Okay. Oh, God, that was it.
Doorstep of Deep River resident Wayne Cheney's home.
What was the situation like for you here, and how they kind of approached everything?
Oh, I don't.
For almost 2 weeks, tips and
Okay, I'm gonna do a
phone calls have
screenshot of
not
this.
led
Hold on.
investigators to finding Mollie Tibbetts.
We are pursuing.
I think you might be right, Vic.
But they have been led to the doorstep of Deep River resident Wayne Cheney's home.
What was the situation like for you here, and how they kind of approached everything?
Oh, I don't know.
Golly gee willikers.
I don't know. We're wasting our time. I'm done.
Do they show any
You said
more
the
of this?
FBI
Or is that it?
took you down to the fire station, right? I mean, I guess.
No, it wasn't the FBI.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he comes back
Fire station.
after heading towards the door.
And they asked
Question.
Yeah, I mean, but I was wondering if they showed more of the house.
just about like what you maybe you're acting like what you saw out here, or actually like where you been, or I mean,
Yeah.
what was that? What kind of question?
No, I don't even remember what they asked me.
Just 15 also lives within walking
Okay.
distance of the hog.
Okay, so that looked like the hog farm. I think I have enough on this image over here, though. So let's look at the. See, there's one. We see two of these, but from this angle here, this building juts out a little bit, and then you see that one. So let's see, does that work? And that does look like that. There we go. So it'd be like this. So I'm going to put this over here. You see, you got. Let's make it bigger. All right. Well, there's something that looks a little off here, but again, like we don't know when this was. Like this image here is 2015, but I see 1, 2, and that let's just say that these two are those two. They would have to be.
Yeah.
Right, and then this building here, that looks good. The roof looks perfect. See how that has that angled triangle, and it looks like right there. This looks perfect, sticking out further over there. See that? But then what doesn't look great is that building there. From that angle, seems like, let's see. It would almost be like, almost have to be like that to be able to see this house. So let's see if that makes sense now. Well, let's see. It'd be like, well, let's try about like that. I think that's probably it though. Yeah, so you got these two, this building there, then the one that juts out further, this one, and then what about that tree? Okay, I don't see the tree. Well, let's see. That's a different time of year. Let's switch times of year here. Hold on. There should be a tree right there, and yes, there is. Looking good, Vic. Looking good. God, look at how many dates there are here. That's crazy.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I could see that there was a shadow right there. So I think that's it. Where'd you get the address? Just looking around at the images, or did you find it somewhere? Yes. See, look at that. That's perfect. See, there's a tree right there. You can see the shadows of it, right? Right there and right there. And if you look back at this other image, you can see that tree right there and this one there. And then you got the long building, this one. Everything works. Yeah, it's right there. It looks closer to the pig farms that we were talking about. It's not really incredibly close to the, the wildlife area. It's let's see how far that is. Yeah, it's about 1.5 miles from there. But look, it's a lot closer to where the pig farms they were searching. So they look here, so this is that walking distance pig farm that they were talking about. See, this is the one that we had marked here. And so, yeah, right there. Let's put a little pin in there for Cheney. All right, let me make sure I put that in the right spot. Okay, good. Yep, so that's it. That's where Cheney is. It's about if you missed it, it's about 1.5 miles from the where they were searching today, but really close to the pig farm. See that? Where the hog containment center they called it. So from there, he's probably, I bet you, not even 1/4 mile. Well, a little over 0.38 miles. So yes, this is where they searched. They looked through all this pig farm here. So that's where the Cheney guy lives. And then today they had cars parked here and here and here. Definitely, if he did something to her, he could drive here and be home again. Seems like it'd be really stupid, though. I mean, like, if you did something, wouldn't you drive her far away somewhere and then...
Right.
I don't know. There's just a lot of...
Some people, especially if they're, like, acting on impulse, don't think everything through.
Yeah.
How long has she been missing?
Since I think the 18th, I believe.
Oh, wow. So that's a lot more time that's gone by than I thought. And they just looked at the pig places today or yesterday?
No, it was like a week ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I started making videos like on the 25th, maybe, on this one. I'd been following it on the side, but then thought, well, God, maybe I can help add some clarity. And it's been just sort of a total grind. Everybody watching right here has been through the grind, basically. It's just every day, like the slightest little thing makes it. It's weird how much difference one little fact matters, though, because it really matters. Like the red shirt, right? Everyone always has. If the red shirt turns out to be, oh, you know what, that we found it. See, the red shirt, everyone has to always work in all the time. Okay, but it sounds like now it was in play. The mother said they couldn't find it, and perhaps this is true that they found that red shirt by the Lincoln Wildlife Area there, and now all of the you do then have to include it, but we always had to keep including it anyways because nobody said that wasn't true. The red shirt. So the red shirt. Yeah. You always have to go, okay, the red shirt. So why would she have the red shirt on? Does it mean she got up early to take a shower, or did she go to bed with the red shirt on? See? It doesn't really, it just makes it so that you always have to include it. Let's see. But all these people have probably been just as frustrated as me during this whole time. I mean, I know they have been. It's been a nightmare. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember all those little minute details at the beginning of, Abby and Libby.
Yeah.
I remember a cigarette butt that was discussed ad nauseum.
They found the underwear, the child's underwear floating in the creek. I think that was related.
You painstakingly listening to like all those, the police scanner audio and stuff, trying to figure out exactly what they're saying, which for a while, I didn't hear a few things that everybody else heard until like you cleared up the audio and I could hear it better. But it was a long process of just adding in things that were found each day, and still, what was it 2016 or 2017 in February?
17,
yeah, it seems like it's been longer, and still, they have no idea. At least I think they have no idea who the suspect is.
It's been like a year and a half of that one.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't, hate to say it this way, but at least they were found. It's probably a lot harder on her family not being found yet.
Yeah. I'm trying to, let's say at the PC tomorrow, a reporter better ask if the red shirt. Yes, I agree with that. You should have seen, it was just such a lame we were all getting ready for the press conference, but I had already predicted. I made a video on my prediction of the press conference because I knew that it was just going to be a nothing burger. That's exactly what it was. Every question was, and yeah, we can't answer that. Yeah, we can't answer that one. We can't answer that. We can't answer that. We can't answer that. I mean, it's no different than the Delphi. Like, they didn't really say anything. All the sort of the information, every single thing that we have is based on basically the 2 photos and the helicopter footage. The 2 photos on the bridge, the helicopter footage, and that's really it, other than sort of what people have said that turns out to be pretty accurate behind the scenes.
Yeah. Right. I think that's the biggest problem with that is, there's accurate things that have been said that, some people know to be fact or whatever. And then there's the hearsay, like those screenshots from a certain person that supposedly was there when the girls were found. I still am not even sure if that's legit or not. But yeah, I think that's where a lot of like the drama comes from is hearsay, and because there really isn't a lot to, talk about other than what's already been discussed, repeatedly. So everyone's, drumming up crazy theory or whatever. Yeah,
the face in the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The actual grain of wood that's a face. I mean, it was actually the tree rings that were sort of warped into the tide or something that became a face. That was awesome.
Yeah. Like, what on earth, say there was like a face on this piece of wood on the bridge. What does that face have to do with anything?
Nothing.
It was there. That's it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It means absolutely nothing.
Right. But those are the things that people like to discuss nowadays because apparently they're extremely bored and need something to talk about.
Yeah, it's almost like, hey, is there any new facts in this case? No. Okay, what about alien abduction? No,
right. Let's please talk about anything at all.
Yeah. Any updates? No? Okay. Now, what if what if? Basically, here's the thing. When a sentence starts with what if, run for the hills, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can do the what if it starts with what if, and then the first thing out of your mouth is a fact, okay? But the what ifs never end because there's always a yes. Is it possible, or this one? Mainly, it's the one I don't like the most is it possible that, right? Because what they're really trying to get you to say is yes, and then boom, I'm right, right?
Right, exactly.
Because like if they say, is it possible that the killer took a canoe and then flew out with a jetpack? And then I'll say, yeah, that's possible, sure. I mean, like it's literally 1 in a million, but that's enough for those guys.
Yeah. What is that? Is it Occam's razor?
Right, yeah. It's
The easiest, conclusion is most likely the correct one.
right, yeah, something like, yeah. I think that was a good way to say that, actually.
I thought I butchered. I can't remember exactly what the definition is, but
the most likely answer is probably
right.
the truth. Yeah, it's kind of an early press conference. I'm not going to be up for that one. You guys will have to fill me in. I'm not getting up at 6. I'm not going to be up at 7:30 to do it. I'm going to still be sleeping at 7:30. Oh, you
I've got to get going. I didn't realize it was almost 1.
Well, thanks for showing up, the gangsta Heather Miller. Bam!
I'm so gangsta.
If you guys if you missed the first part when this is loaded up, make sure you go back and listen to the audio file. I might even play it again.
It's extremely long, so make sure you have time.
It's only 2.5 minutes. It's not too bad.
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was fun. We'll have to do it again one of these days.
Yeah.
If it was fun for you, did you have a good time? Come on.
Yeah. I want to catch up on some more things so I know what all's going on and have more to talk about.
Yeah, but hey, listen, you guys don't know, but she's probably one of the busiest moms in the world. Okay. All I can say is, every time you talk to her, oh God, hold on, I gotta do this. Okay, hold on, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So,
my kids are hyper balls of energy. So yeah.
Yeah, and you got them put to sleep just in time to be able to come on for a little bit of time tonight, or quite a bit of time. So I appreciate it, and it was actually nice talking to you. I don't think we've ever actually spoken before.
Right.
It's kind of weird. It seems like we have, but I don't think we have.
Well, we're gonna have to do it again.
Yeah,
so.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Yeah, so I'm still here, everybody. So do you guys want to hear the I'm gonna shut this down over here. Do you guys want to hear the audio file again? Of her creating a post in our Facebook group that just literally, it's hilarious, actually. Okay, you don't want to hear it? Okay, forget it. Let's see. Oh, he was just joking. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to detect humor in chats, right? All right, here it is, everybody.
I just wanted to...
So keep this in mind. This is after we've had a couple trolls that are attacking Ada and me at the same... First, they made a video about me, and then Ada came on and attacked that. Then they took Ada's post out of context, and then Heather Miller, as she does, comes in as the closer, okay? But the gangsta, right? But... here's the audio file of her post. I mean, it's so well written. You wouldn't believe it. It's just like, I actually tell her a lot that she should be a writer because it's so cleverly worded, perfectly written. So anyways, here we go. So this is a post she made about sort of the mind-bogglingness of trolls.
I just wanted to say hello to any members here that have joined recently. Recently meaning going back a few months all the way up to today. So hello. I also wanted to say that if you are newish and joined our group here because you caught wind of some group-on-group drama, you picked the wrong one. Grey Hughes, Myself, Beth Moore Klein, Ada Violet and Elizabeth Snow started this group in hopes to do away with the idiocy, the drama, the fighting, arguing, lunacy and the hardcore, absurd, nonsensical, off-the-wall speculation. We wanted a place for ourselves, and others who share the same mindset to discuss things logically with one another. Notice, the key word I mentioned above was mindset, not theories. We do not care or bat an eyelash if anyone disagrees with our ideas or theory as to what events took place, etc. We only care if you are being logical and realistic and have actual brain cells and can carry an intelligent conversation. Not clouded by rumor-filled, daytime soap opera drama that is put out there by day drinking, drama-loving, desperate and insanely bored housewives that are one wine sip away from officially being an alcoholic and clinging on to every juicy word within a rumor to entertain themselves of their pathetically bored lives. They are using this case, those poor little girls and their grieving, desperate for answers families to fill up their time as if they were reading a good murder mystery book. This isn't fiction. It's not a book, it's not a thriller movie. Most of us came with good intentions, gripped by a senseless tragedy that our brains and hearts couldn't fathom, and wanted desperately to help in any way possible. Most of us still have those very same intentions. Unfortunately, some have gotten bored with it, and have resorted to less than moral behavior and now even go as far as attacking others in the name of helping the girls somehow. They can accuse others of whatever they want, but at the end of the day, they are only perpetuating more lunacy. Recently, a couple of my good friends here have come under attack as well. Something Gray is all too familiar with, but he has taken it in stride. None of them deserve it, especially when unprovoked. So to end this, I am just going to say, if you are here for reasons mentioned above, show yourself out now before it's too late. I've had enough of shitty people, and that includes wannabe shit stirrers. If you'd like to take your chances, speak now and I will gladly meet you with a response. As you can see, I'm pretty strong-winded, anytime, any place. We are done with the bullshit. And to our members that are here for the right reasons, thanks for all you've contributed and using your intelligence to form your sentences. Apparently nowadays, that's pretty rare. Thanks. I just wanted...
Come on! That's some good shit right there. What I should have is the play it a little bit slower, but then have the words with it. I might actually have to do that. I might put it out as like a poem. I'll do an intro to it and put it out with the text scrolling by as it was written. And at the bottom it'll be by Heather Miller, the badass. Yeah, she's I mean, if you guys knew her, that's the best part, man. If somebody goes after her or her friends, she comes back in like a wrecking ball, you know, like that sound, that song out there. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's I'm fortunate. I'm glad I'm not on the other end of that. Yeah. I bet she's still listening and laughing right now a little bit. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Should we get up and I don't think I'm going to be getting up at 7:30. But what I'll do is I'll find it after it's done, and then maybe I'll do a live or something, and we can go over it again, even if it's got nothing in it, right? So what's going on? It looks like there's a lot of drama going on in the chat. Yeah. Here's the thing is, we do have information. Okay? She was jogging at 7:30 and usually jogs for around 30 to 40 minutes, something like that. And then it turns out that the cousin, the mother, and various other people have stated that, yes, she was at home on her computer doing homework. And the police didn't deny that was true. They're just not going to commit to a time. So I am going to say that it's about 80% to 85, 80 to 90% likely that she was home late in the evening doing homework on her computer. Okay? So that's where I'm going now. I don't like that it's only 80 to 90%, but that's what I got. Wow, this is one of those drama nights. Crazy. How about everybody just quit doing drama and go right back to about the case? Nobody cares at this point, right? Now, I tell you what, if you keep asking who put you on timeout, you'll just be out of here. I don't care at this point. We've moved on now. Okay? Maybe people misheard how the conversation went, this and that and the other thing. It just doesn't matter, all right? Nobody cares. Yeah, well, that's what I said too, Michael. I said that I'm not going to be on much longer, so I'm not going to do calls. But yeah, I think between, like I said before, between 10 and 5. I don't know, maybe 5:30, whatever. As long as it's still. Yeah, you see that? Perfect last name. I don't care if you unsubbed. I like when people like you unsub. That's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, that'd be great. You can, Lisa. Just when we're doing a live, just come on and say, hey, tonight was just different. I had my own guests on basically the whole time. Oh, dang it. Now I'm at 17,740 again. I was at 41, and then he unsubbed. I wasn't even talking to him, though. I was talking to the other person who said that. But, oh well. Yeah, it's like, why have a conversation about why you got timed out? It's just not gonna work. Have a conversation later. Listen. I got timed out 1,000 times on a different live, different channel. Obviously different channel, because people just didn't like me. I could say, "Hello, how's it going?" Timeout. As soon as I come back, hey, why did I get put on timeout? Oh, yeah. I don't know, Gail. Who knows, right? See, what you're implying by that sentence is one of her friends did it. Which of the boyfriend's friends knew she was dog sitting? Yeah, who knows, right? Maybe none of them knew. Maybe some did. A better way to phrase that would be, maybe one of Dalton's boyfriends. See, what you're saying is if there's already a truth, and we just need the answer to that question. We don't know if any of them knew. So a better way to say would be, what if maybe one of the boyfriend's friends knew that, and maybe they had something to do with it. Because it's just always a maybe. No, I didn't read JG's comment. I don't even know who. Let's see. What are your top three theories about the case? Top 3. Well, they're all the same, basically. Let's see. Do I even have 3? Let's see. Well, okay. Here's the top 3. I'll do it. The third least likely. The third least likely one is that she was jogging at 7:30 after talking to her mom. Got back and never actually made it home. But see, that doesn't make any sense because the red shirt has to be involved. The thing is, the fact that she has the red shirt is missing means that she made it home, no matter how you look at it. All right? It's not like she is going to wear the red shirt jogging that she's going to take to work the next day. That makes no sense, right? So I only have two theories. Maybe let's just see. I'll work through a couple. So at 10 o'clock at night, she's maybe 10:30. She Snapchats. She had taken a shower when she got done jogging at like 8:15, 8:30. Took a shower, thought about going over to her mother's house for dinner, but then got into doing her homework. She was sitting there typing, doing the homework, and kind of lost track of time. I was like, hell, maybe just grab something out of the fridge real quick. Still sitting there doing homework, then sent a Snapchat, still doing homework, and then sometime in the night, somebody came in right around 11 o'clock and took her. And she had her phone on her because she's still awake. And apparently 50% of the women in here keep their cell phone on them, even if they're just at a computer typing. She was just taken, maybe at gunpoint, and told to be quiet. And she didn't have her keys, didn't have her wallet, didn't have everything. But she already had the red shirt on because she'd taken a shower and was just going to wear it to sleep. Having already taken a shower, then she'd go to work the next day, come home, jog, and take another shower. Right? That's how I picture that. Now, the other scenario would be that she actually made it to sleep that night and got up early, took a shower, put the red shirt on, and already had her phone in her pocket. Her Fitbit's always on. And at that point, somebody broke in and took her, and she still didn't have her keys, wallet, and that kind of thing. But to be honest with you, the one at night makes more sense to me. The one at around like 11 or 12, she's still awake, and she's done doing her computer work and took off her glasses and contacts. Now, we've talked about maybe she has a second pair, but I don't hear people talking about that. Like, you don't hear the mom or anybody say anything about, well, she had a second pair, so that's not really that surprising. They all bring that up as a fact. Like, yeah, her glasses and contacts, she never goes anywhere without them. You see, so I think that she probably really only had the one set because they keep bringing that up. But it is possible she had another set. But you could see that she just got done doing her homework. She's maybe going to bed, or she's nearsighted and didn't need those glasses to work on the computer or contacts. You know, because you got to work in all those different things when you're talking about this. Am I being Graybot? Graybot 2000. Yeah, I think law enforcement has a lot more stuff, but I don't think they could have a ton of information. Here's what the law enforcement might have: they see signs of somebody breaking in, or they see signs of a struggle in the house. They also know that it was late at night, that she was still on her computer. They might know that kind of stuff, but they're kind of in the dark too. And then they also have the Fitbit data, that kind of thing. But, you know, basically she just kind of vanished. Right? You'd want to own a Graybot 2000? Man, my subscriber list just keeps going up and down. 17,741, 40, 41, 40. I just keep losing people back and forth, back and forth. But that's cool, man. You know, like I said the other day, or yesterday, I was so proud of all the nice comments that you guys left for Ada. because she was really down, and those just completely lifted her up, and she felt so great about that. So I want to say thank you to all of you, and I knew that's what you get when you start weeding out the trolls. You get the nice people. Yeah. Long. Oh, cool, Lisa. Yeah, definitely you come on. But hey, you guys, don't forget to join. I mean, this sounds sort of antithetical to me, but I do have this group called and a channel, and it's actually I'm taking it seriously, but I'm not investigating it. But it's personal paranormal experiences, right? Because everybody has that one thing. You know, some people have more than once, but like crazy, something they can't explain that's happened to them. And you just tell your story, and I do it like a documentary, and I don't like try to question and disprove it. You just tell your story. There's a Facebook group called Personal Paranormal, and you just tell your story, start providing photos, then you call me up on the phone, and on using the Skype thing, the call-in number, and I just record it. And then I put it together in a documentary form. And I've made 3 of them so far. So you might want to go check those out. They're actually pretty cool. Sweet. All right, dope chick. See you later. You can talk about whatever you thought was unexplainable, but I don't want it to be just a total bogus, like these people going, oh yeah, I was in the woods and Bigfoot, like he was chasing me around and he flung me against a tree and I got a big handful of his fur, and then, oh, of course I lost the fur after, somehow I lost that. Oh, and he was Bigfoot. Yeah. Hey, Blue, get back here. Come on. Come on. Come on, Blue. Oh, he's doing the slow walk. I wish I could show you guys. Oh, man. Poor Blue. Yeah, I just want those legitimate stories that people have. Well, how do you know that's not legitimate? Well, yeah. I don't know. It's the ones that people just tell when they're like, God, I'm total skeptical, but this happened. I was standing here and this light sort of shot up through the trees, and those are the cool types because they're just kind of or just go listen to the ones that are up there. If yours are more dramatic than those, then great. I don't really care. I'm not going to try to debunk any of them, but I want them to be true stories that people have. Yeah, Blue tried to sneak out to go sleep under a chair, but we always put him in his crate. And then when I called his name, he looked at me and he did the slow walk. It was awesome. It's one of the most bizarre things you've ever seen. It's called Personal Paranormal Experiences. It's actually in the description of this video right now that you're watching. So if you go to the description of the video, you'll see it in there. You can click on the link. Yeah. What I don't like is in the group, people start telling their story on top of somebody else's. Just make a new post. All right? Don't start trying to tell your own story. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of mine. Yeah, look what happened to me. I did this, that, blah, 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 blah. Look it. The posts in that Facebook group, Personal Paranormal, each post is for your story, right? Now, somebody could say, wow, yeah, something like that happened to me, but then don't try to tell your story in there. If you have a story that you think is equally valid, or something you really want to tell, then make your own post. Yeah, I always think that too, Kim. Like when it's somebody's birthday and so you make a post like, hey, happy birthday, Susan, on a post, and then everybody's like, oh yeah, and they start talking about something else in it. Like, ugh, boy, drives me nuts. Yeah, it's not like Coast to Coast AM. I don't like George Norrie at all. I think he sucks. Art Bell was the king. Art Bell makes George Norrie look like Michael Jordan playing against a high school bench player. Like it's not even close. I don't know what you mean, scuffed. I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I have listened to George Norrie occasionally. Now he's playing the same sort of theme music and everything. It's just kind of lame. Oh yeah, he was. That's too bad you didn't listen to him when he was alive. He was incredible. Yeah, it's just really, people are just going to tell their stories. Here, listen. I'll tell you what. I'll play one of them right now, okay? So you can actually see what I'm talking about here. Which one? Should I do mine or Paul's? What do you think? Let me try to find this. Yeah, see my group, the name of my channel doesn't show up yet with that name because I can't sign out either. God, okay. Not really sure how to do. Oh yeah, I know how to do it. Just type in the name of the video. It's called Begone Shadow Man. There it is. Paranormal. Yeah, so here it is. Hello, this is Gray Hughes. I am re-uploading the personal paranormal
I'll
skip
story
forward to the so this is how this
episode
started. Yeah.
That made my hair stand up. I was like I saw something.
See the little hook that I put in there? Hello, this is Gray Hughes. Thank you for joining me today. This is a new episode of Personal Paranormal. This is episode number 2, titled Begone Shadow Man, experienced by Paul Yoler. Now, Paul is a member of the Facebook group Personal Paranormal, where
might have to do this on Halloween,
like
what do you
so
think?
many others, and I create a folder for each story.
On Halloween, I'll have like
And
7 or
we
8 up
chat
there.
about
We
it
can-
back and forth.
maybe more than that.
Uploads images. People will upload their images for their story, and then I create a folder, and then we do an interview, and then I create a documentary-like video of their personal paranormal story. Okay, so let's get started on this episode of Personal Paranormal with Paul Yoler.
All right. Well, basically, I guess I consider myself just kind of an average, everyday guy. You know, regular job, wife, 2 kids, dog, or had a dog. She's passed away now. And I never really gave too much thought into paranormal type activities and stuff. I kind of attended church infrequently, mainly Easter, Christmas Day service, or day before, just the holidays and stuff. I guess my story would start really with saying the house that I'm still currently in, we bought it in July of 2013. To my knowledge, I believe it was built in 67. It may have been 69. I didn't actually go and check, but I know it only had 2 previous owners, the original owners from the 60s, and then the people that we purchased the house from in July of 2013.
Hey, Paul, do you know any history regarding this house?
Well, yeah, according to my neighbor, the original owner, he was a botanist and worked for Zoo Atlanta. So he was responsible for I guess, all the crazy trees and plants and stuff that was there. I don't know if it's still there now, but at least back then, he did that. And I will say, too, that in our backyard, we do have quite a few crazy trees. There's some, I don't know the names of them, but I know there's leaves on them that are bigger than my head. In the back of our house, there's a I guess, footprints from the people that originally bought the house, and it has, mom and dad, 3 kids, a dog, and a cat, like footprints in the concrete, and that says 69. I'm pretty sure again though that they had bought it a couple years before. So anyways, when we bought the house and we moved in, pretty much immediately, I'd say 2 or 3 days once we moved in, I started hearing just kind of strange noises. And I'll preface this with saying, before we moved here, we lived in a brand new townhome, and I never really had to deal or mess with anything in the houses before. But some of the strange things that we see or hear, I guess I'll start with hearing, in the house was what sounded pretty much like human type footsteps on our roof. The house does have an attic. It's small. It's a kind of a ranch style house, so it's pretty loud. There was a couple times too that my wife was even like, that sounds like there's something on the roof. Go and check it out. I have looked in the crawl spaces, I've looked in the attic, and then I've even taken the flashlight and gone outside in the middle of the night sometimes and shined it up in the roof to see, this giant possum or something crawling on the roof, but would never see anything. Other times I would hear coming like our hallway, just like the floor. It would almost sound like someone's walking, but not like thumps. It'd just be kind of like the wood would kind of snap and pop.
Wow, look at Jim's advertising.
But it would be like 2 or 3, and it would get like closer, almost like it coming down a line towards you. There'd be multiple times where, we were just sitting down, watch TV, or I'm a night owl, and I watch a lot of TV. But if you hear just like, pop, 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 and it would kind of get, or squeak, pop, whatever, and it would kind of get louder, almost like someone's walking down the hallway.
Basically like a creaky floor sound, right?
Yeah. And,
so I put in all the sound effects.
Like so I would chalk that up to being, hardwood floors. They're old, expanding, contracting as, it's hot in the summertime and you got the air going inside the house, so it's going to make some noise. So that's always pretty much happened from when we moved in throughout my experiences. Then I guess I would say probably about 1.5 years later, right around 2015, we had a dog the whole time too, and she would always stay downstairs. She was an English bulldog, and I guess they're slower kind of dogs. They don't like to go up and down the stairs, and my daughter's bedroom's downstairs, so she'd just hang out down there all the time. But her room was pretty much like the kids' playroom, and just out of the blue, she started barking. And she would bark at night, and I'd go downstairs, and she wouldn't.
See, what's cool is that this is me live again. I actually found some barking of the exact type of dog that he has. But, dogs do bark differently. But anyways, I had to find different things to put in this.
At the steps, she could kind of come and go if she wanted to, or she could go into my daughter's room. But she would always be kind of looking at this wall next to a window, and she'd just bark. So I'd always get her to stop. And probably once a week, maybe sometimes twice a week, that would happen. Most of the time it was at night too. There would be some times where it would be during the day, but I'd say 90% of the time it happened at night. So I'd always run downstairs, try to get her to stop, because I didn't want her to wake my daughter up. Never really thought too much of that at the time. I kind of just thought, oh, well, maybe she is starting to get a little old. Bulldogs only have like a 8-year life expectancy, or maybe there's, since it is kind of the basement or a little bit below ground, maybe she's hearing something inside the wall squeaking or something. I don't know. But I
and these are photos
it was
from
strange,
that house.
but it was nothing that really still alarmed me too much. That would keep happening. So every once in a while, it sounded like something was on the roof, more like louder thuds would happen, and the pops and stuff would still happen all the time with the heartbeats. Then one day, I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was in the fall time. But she was barking, and I went downstairs, check on her, and we have kind of a little L-shaped couch down there, and there's some pillows on it. It's like like a big pillow, a small pillow, a big pillow, small pillow that kind of goes around it. And the pillows were on the ground. So I was like, oh, she was on the couch and knocked them off, and now she's barking. She wants to play. She wasn't really like jumping around or nothing much, but I was like, all right, play with you, play with her for a little bit, and then put the pillows back up. Now, like I said, the way they were set up, it's like a big pillow and a small pillow, big pillow, small pillow, and the big pillows are in the back, and then a little small pillows in front of it, kind of holding it back. So once I put them all back, and then I pretty much almost right away, I put it back, put the little pillow on top of the big. I turned to go back out of the room, and it's like as soon as I took one step, the white pillow had like hit me in the back of the calf, and it was a little weird. I did feel kind of eerie because I was like trying to play it back in my mind. You know, did I put them on differently, or did I just barely put it on? Was I in a rush and it turns? But it was like, no, I had them on there the right way. And it's strange that the bigger one would like basically slide out. So I could explain it because the little pillow was still on the couch, like slide out and be on the ground. So I don't know. It was weird for sure. So after that had happened, nothing else really happened for a while. Still the dog barking at the wall, sometimes at night, still me going down there, still every once in a while noises on the roof and cracks. But that was pretty much it. It was quiet for a while otherwise. But then the biggest and the strangest thing happened fall again. I want to say October, November-ish, 2016. And that was the first time I had seen something. I was up late at night. Yeah, like the usual. I'm watching all kinds of stuff. Our den kind of TV room is kind of, it's like sunken in. So I was watching TV. I fell asleep on the couch. Directly behind the couch is an elevated area. That's where our kitchen is, and then it goes back off into the rest of the house, like a typical ranch would, long hallway, doors off of each, area. So I'm asleep. I wake up because I hear what sounds like steps and pops again, and I'm like, I'm like somebody's walking down the hallway. TV's still on, and I see just to the left of the TV on the wall, like a very tall, dark shadow. Looks like just a regular person shadow. I'm still, somewhat asleep, but it's definitely there, close to the TV, and it's right there. I see it. I stand up, and I turn and look behind me towards the kitchen to see, all right, my wife's probably walking down the hallway because many times she'll come in and she'll say, hey, wake up and come to bed. But there was nobody there. So I turned back, like, what was that? And I still see the shadow, but now it's moving over to the left, like a normal person shadow would be walking, and it's going to the left. And it just kind of disappears into the corner. It's almost like it just like walked into the corner, and when it went to the corner, it didn't then project onto the sidewall. It just kind of went into the corner and was gone.
Now, was the shadow's head on the ceiling at all, or just on the wall, a little bit above the TV of the show?
It was on the wall, probably a foot and a half above the TV. I mean, it seems, if I were to guesstimate a height here, maybe 9 foot in total.
Wow. And the feet were right on the wall too, and the head was, so basically just from the ground almost all the way to the ceiling, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a tall, slender shadow, almost like if you were to have a light source at your back and look at your shadow. I mean, it's like it's taller than you are, but
it fit right onto the wall, though. There's no ceiling action and no ground action.
No.
Huh.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, that made my hair stand up. I was like, I saw something. So I was like, okay, was somebody at my side door? No, the blinds are shut. Let me turn on the lights outside. Let me look. Is anybody outside? Well, if the lights are off, then why am I seeing it? Why did I see a shadow? Was somebody else up? Did one of the kids get up? So I was up pretty much the rest of the night looking, trying to duplicate what I had just seen. Like, where the hell did that come from? Where was this light that would make something right there?
Yeah.
Like even still, like if I put my hand out, I almost feel like my fingers want to start shaking a little bit. It was definitely a strange experience, and I didn't tell my wife about it. I was like, she's gonna be like, you just keeping your ass up at night, and you're probably watching something, and it got in your head. I don't know, but I stand by. I definitely saw something, and it was strange for sure. After that, again, a little bit of time went by without anything happening. It was probably 3, maybe even longer. I don't know. That's why I'm hesitant to put dates and stuff on things because I don't want to like misspeak. Probably February, maybe January time frame of 2016. Oh no, 2017. The dog was barking again, and so went down steps. I took about 3 or 4 steps down, and that is I should say too, we keep a light on down there for her because she likes to have a light on. So I take a couple steps down the stairs, and I see basically just to the side and moving pretty fast, like downwards, almost like towards the ground, like something is moving away from the stairs. A shadow again that looks like a person, and then like directly, like as soon as the one kind of goes down, there's like a second that kind of like starts up again and goes down. Almost if like a car's headlights hit something, and you see like a shadow move, and then that second headlight hits it, and you see that shadow move again. It kind of looked like that, but they both kind of went to the left and down in towards the wall or towards the floor. So as soon as I saw that, and still looked definitively to me like a person's silhouette, I stopped. And I was like, hell no, I'm not dealing with this again. It's daylight. I'm seeing, crazy things here. I'm not going downstairs.
Wow. So at that landing, you can see that landing area, and there's stairs that go to the right and left, right? I can't tell.
Yeah, to the right is my daughter's. It's like a little mud room area, and then it's my daughter's room, and then the bathroom, and then to the left is just a big playroom and laundry room.
Right, and so the shadows both went down to the left side.
Yes.
And they too did not hit the floor or the ceiling. They were just on the wall, right?
Yeah, on the wall to the left of like our window, and
right.
It kind of looked like it went. They kind of looked like they were like sinking into the floor, kind of like almost like something was walking away from the stairs. Like if something was at that corner of the stairs and walking away and around that corner, it just kind of went smaller down real fast.
But only on the wall though, right? Like kind of like what it did in the living room. It went into the corner, but not on the other wall. These ones went down below, but not on the floor. That's weird.
Yes. So it shook me up enough to where I was like, to our dog, I was like, sorry, precious, you're on your own. I came back up the stairs, shut the door, and I was like, I gotta talk to my mom about this. She's a very religious lady. She's a member of the church. It's been going all the time, and I think that might also be kind of a reason why I kind of, to some extent, rejected going all the time, because she'd always, we're going to go, do this, and but I was like, I think you need to tell her, so I was like, called her up, Mom, what are you doing? Hey, let me talk to you. I've been seeing and hearing things, and it's kind of freaked me out a little bit, and she's pretty nonchalantly just kind of gave me the whole, sounds like, you got some evil spirits and stuff in your house, and sometimes if you listening to or doing certain things, or people that had the house before you, or even the people prior to that, or whatever, if some things that ever happened in that house, it can open doorways, and she started getting into it all. Anyways, the bottom line of it all was, she was like, I'm going to come over and bless your house. And she showed up, had a little vial of anointing oil, and she went around to the doors of the house, touched the top and the bottom with the oil on her finger, and then went into the house, went into each room and prayed and basically rebuked evil spirits out. And I felt calm about it. And I don't know if it's just kind of a son being like, hey, mom's here to help. But I felt good. And ever since then, nothing's happened again.
So no more roof thuds, no thuds on the roof, no creaking on the floor that's unexpected or anything like that, right? Huh.
Yeah. So that's changed my outlook on things a lot. My wife and I and our kids, we go to church every Sunday now. And I'm sure maybe somebody that might be listening to this might roll their eyes and say there's still logical explanations for everything. But this is just for me. This is what worked for me. This is how I felt, and this is something that opened my eyes. And there's things out there and in this world and other realms or whatever you want to call it that is there and it's true and we can't explain. But this is something that happened to me, and I believe it.
Yeah, the thing is it's the people who actually witness these things that they'll always know, but it's so fantastical for the rest of us who haven't witnessed it that it's hard to believe. But the thing is, these things really happen to people, and that's why I thought it'd be interesting to start letting people tell their stories and see if there's some overlaps and things that are some commonalities. And wow,
I mean, I'm interested in hearing what other people have. And like I said, I mean, there's some people that in the group, the Facebook group, that they said that they're hearing things or that they're seeing things in the woods and stuff. And I'm no longer a person that's going to judge somebody. I mean, there's always going to be people that try to say, this is the rationale behind it, or this is the reason why this happens. And it may be true, but I'm not the expert, and I just want to hear other people's stories. And like you said, see if there is a commonality and see what also may relate to me.
Yeah. Now I will be somebody who if they see a face in the grain, if they see a face in the grain of wood, I'm going to rebuke it, or I am going to not allow it, because I'm looking at it. I see the face they're talking about, but it's literally just looks like a face in wood, but it's not the killer. Okay, so
people have a habit of seeing faces. That is true.
Right. Well, I appreciate you coming on and telling your story. And
thank you.
I really appreciate it. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Well, there you have it. That is the second episode of Personal Paranormal, Begone Shadow Man Experience by Paul Yoler. I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. When I was done making the episode and done interviewing Paul, I had a sense that he actually did experience what the video was about. He actually experienced it. And I find that really interesting. Okay, now if you'd like to support my channel, please do so using the links in the description, PayPal or Patreon. And when I do live videos, you can always contribute using Super Chat. I really appreciate
look at that.
all
My
of
own
your
little
support.
advertisement at the end.
Okay, so this is the second episode, and until the third episode's out, everybody, be safe out there. Come on, you guys gotta admit that's pretty good shit right there. I mean, that's like, man, I don't know. I'm actually excited to keep making it. I got a whole bunch. I've got about 6 more interviews already done in folders. I just have this case that we're doing right now sort of taking up some of my time, but I'm doing one for Audra Blankenship. You've seen her in here commenting, and I guess you guys will just have to wait to see that one. Yeah, some stories aren't going to have the same, all the different graphics, but what I like is if people can provide as many photographs as they can, then I can sort of work them in, and at least there's something going on the screen, something like that. Yeah, the shadow was kind of weird how I had to do that. I actually used 3D Studio Max it's the software program right here. This is what I made the troll with earlier. Or, let's see. Yeah, this program. So there's, oh, wow, my stomach just went, okay, look it. So this is 3D Studio Max. That'd be a troll, right? So what I did in that case with the Shadow Man is I put a wall back here, right? And then I have a light, and then I put the camera on this side. I wonder if I actually have that one. Let's see. Oh, there it is, right there. Oh, that's right. It's a different folder now. Crap. All right, I'm gonna open it up. I know where it is. So you guys might think this might be kind of interesting for you, but probably not. That's right. It's under Personal Paranormal. It has its own one. See, look at all these different folders I have for different people. Look at that. So I've only got 3 of them done so far. And actually some of them are not even on here because they're in the completed folder. These 3 right here. And if I open up this one. Alright. So here we go. So what I did was I made the background a green screen, right? And then notice, like, here's the character that has the, you know, the hunchback guy that you guys are talking about right there. See, watch. See, he's walking. This is when I have him walking. I have him facing towards me. That's that last one. I just did a still frame. But this camera right here is filming only the shadow that's being cast by the light with a green screen. And then I subtract out the green in 3D Studio Max, so all you have is the shadow, and then I use some compositing in that program to get the shadow to work. All right? Okay. Based on the comments, I can see that that was absolutely boring. All right, everybody. Well, I think that's it for me tonight. I'm going to be going to bed here, so I appreciate everybody showing up, having my guests were on. Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody who donated to Super Chats, Jim, Patricia, and Daro. I appreciate it. And I'm sleepy now. I've been sleepy for a while, actually. All right. So here I am. I do exist. I'm not even sure. Oh, man. Maybe I do have time. Should I do the exit music? It's getting kind of late, though. Let's see. All right, here we go. Music Intensify. There's Vic. Anyways, everybody, thank you for showing up tonight. We'll end in outer space. And I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the donations. And until next time, everybody, be safe out there.